Give me the herb and make me. Give me the herb and make me. Give me the herb and make me. Meditate. Give me the herb and make me. She give me the herb. Cause I feel good when I'm smoking in my yard. I'm listening to some reggae songs. I feel good, feel good. I feel good. I'm a smoker and I'm proud. It's something I can talk about. I feel good, yeah. Well, every day me let the sweet sense of mania for massage me brain. Everything slows down once again, and I can see clearly now. It's like the rain is gone, and I'm so into me going on. Every day me try to Babylon, and anything I want. So everything me size up before me put it on. Look at the good old herb, them keep my focus. So when me work, if you see past the bogies, sometimes me find out, I wonder what the weed contain. I just the smell alone tantalize my brain, and it never make me feel insane. Never give me the pain. So past the Dutch on the left once again. I make me drift into space. Kalanji don't tell them there is no time to gaze. Me want the marijuana till me can't feel me face. Me let the earth smoke run deep and hurt the place. So good when I'm smoking in my yard. I'm listening to some reggae songs. I feel good. Feel good. I feel good. I'm a smoker and I'm proud. There's something I can talk about. Yeah, the herbs got me feel so irate, so delicate. I feel like flowers blowing in the wind. It's so psychedelic, you can't spoil my mood. And every drama take me just to elevate. Rise above the idiocracy, rise above the hate. Contradicting philosophy can never relegate. Them tell me just say no, but me just can't wait. I me look at just chaos what Babylon create. Babylon and Babylon forget the church and state. So consistent them ability fi take. Some of the one man fi cool men things far from grace. So just give me the herb and make we. Give me the herb and make we. Give me the herb and make we meditate. Give me the herb and make we. So give me the herb and make we. Hey, sometimes they ponder and I wonder what the weed contain. I just the smell alone tantalize my brain, and I never make me feel insane. Never give me the pain. So pass to that chip on the left once again. I make me drift into space. Kalanji don't tell them there is no time to gaze. Me man the marijuana to me.
What is good, everybody? Oh my god, last minute drama over here with the technical stuff. So I just got a brand new piece of equipment called the Rodecaster Pro 2, and I had to disconnect it. It wouldn't work. I couldn't hear, like, I don't know what happened. As soon as I went to go live, it's like, no. Blaxz done the place. What's going on with you over there, sweetheart? How you doing? I don't hear you. Oh, Lord. Don't tell me you too. Hold on a minute. No, I'm not hearing you either. You're just talking. Hold on. No, I don't hear you. Go back to do what? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, wait. Did I do something? Let me see what if I did something. All right, talk now. Oh, no. It was me. It was me. Sorry. It was me. You're good. Good as for them. Good as for them.
Okay.
Good as for them. Right. You sound immaculate. You're good? Yeah. Yeah, it was me. Sorry, that was my fault. I know. We were just like.
So what happened? You get the new board and mash it up already.
No, you know what it is? There's a setting on it. Okay, so I don't want to get too techie, but there's a setting on it, right? That that basically has it's supposed to be using plug-in headphones with the 6.3 millimeter piece on it. But there's another feature that allows the Bluetooth, which is what I'm using. So it went wonky when that got connected. It went all wonky. I was just like, this is not going to work. I got to get this out of here. Let's see who's in. Hardware, big up yourself, Christina. No, I went earlier when we were setting up. I wasn't using that setup just yet, so that was why. But I got a couple days to figure it out. Let me see if I could get Let me see if I could get to show off with you a little bit here. See if I can get you know you to fall in. Look at watch out. Don't 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 diss me. I'm still getting better. I'm getting better.
Look on the graphics, people. Yo, this is your quality. Look on the graphics. The quality. You see how
Yeah,
the
man.
zoom round? Oh,
Yeah,
look,
man.
look.
I'm gonna bring you in again. We're gonna come in again. Like wheel selector. Watch out. Wheel. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can make you
I like.
fly. I'm gonna see if I can make you fly
Nice.
in from the left. Cause you know soca people, right? So we gotta say move it to the left, move it to the right. So let me see if I can get you to come in. Watch it. Watch out, blood clot.
I like this style. No, no
Yeah.
green screen tonight.
No, I know we're good. We're
Let me
good.
get whiteboard next week, too, but
Yeah, so basically this new setup, I have to go from scratch all over again because really and truly, hi Marissa, it's not coming in good. Like it I don't know what went wrong. Something went wrong. Hi Marlon Sutherland. So let's get set up. Let me start sending out the link to everybody because they will not get the notifications because I'm shadow banned. And we have man like Junior Rodigan. Let me see if I can bring you up in here now, Junior. Rock and come in. Junior Rodigan. I can't hear you. I think you're muted. Guest has muted themselves. Yeah, you did. You're on mute. So unmute yourself. If you can't, you're on mute. It's showing you on mute. It says you muted yourself. So you have to unmute from your end. Hang up and call back in. Go and come back. Yeah. So today we have a lot of topics going on, guys. A lot of topics. A lot of stuff went on this week. I want to do a little house cleaning with Blaxz that he's here now because, some stuff went on over the last couple of weeks, especially on YouTube. And you know how you Babbzy followers are. You guys find the information that you need to find out. So I didn't know that these people that were in the trolling comments stuff are people that I actually know that are upset about a variety of things. We're not going to get into what they're upset about because I don't really want to give them that much attention. But I'm very, very shocked to know that you guys are this immature, really and truly, because I don't understand why you feel the need to make fake profiles to troll because you're upset about some shit that you shouldn't be upset about, really and truly. So to me now, I'm like, this is what all this trolling is about. Trying to get me to stop talking about dancehall because these people have podcasts that have like 3 followers and they're upset. So what we gonna do is ignore them because this is a person who needs a lot of attention for some reason. I don't know why, but for me, I don't have time for these kind of people anymore. And I'm making a real big effort to stay the hell away from this kind of dumbass shit. And now that we know who it is, and I know who you are, I mean, I'm not going to out you right now because I don't think you need to get outed. But keep fucking around me, though. Because if I got to out you, then and when I do out you, you gonna be saying you gonna be balling and making it look like someone did you something. So if I were you, I would avoid me from now on because truthfully, I know who you are and I know what's going on. All right, like we know what's up. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Blaxz is gonna come on my podcast because we real, we're legit. You know what I'm saying? We're not out here trying to destroy people and mash up people's life. You don't understand? We out here trying to make the
no.
music work and ting and ting and ting. So we know who you are. You understand? You look at my eye, you see my eye looking at you like we know. We know who you are. And you said some real off the wall shit. You're not gonna come back this time. I'm not gonna there's not gonna be no Babbzy we cool this time. See me and don't see me. You understand what I mean? Right. Blaxz, how was your week, brother?
How was my week? My week was alright. It was moderate.
Yeah?
What do
No dramas, no big events?
I mean, I went to May Day on Saturday. That was pretty good. Ricky Platinum. I don't know if you know Ricky Platinum from Washington
Yeah.
D.C. He's actually an amazing DJ. He did his thing. He doesn't disappoint.
Yeah.
That was what, Saturday. Where was I on Friday? Oh no, Animix had their anniversary Thursday,
Oh yeah.
so we're over. It was all right.
All right. Junior Rodigan, what's up?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No? Okay, good.
We hear
Good to
you.
go.
Well, good.
Good to go.
What's up?
Yeah, Roddy, what's going
Respect,
on, man?
brother.
So
I'm
I don't know
here.
if you guys
I'm okay.
Blaxz done the place. Do you know Junior Rodigan? Rodigan, do you know Blaxz done the place? You should know. You should know each other.
No,
Never met him.
I know. I've heard him. No, he doesn't know me, but I've listened to him before. Very,
Oh
very
yeah.
gifted selector. Big up yourself. Yeah, man.
Oh, he's gifted. Roddy, you're giving him a gifted out of 10. What you gonna give him out of 10 if he's that gifted? Cause we gotta give the selector rankings. We
Well,
want the
why are you
selector
doing
rankings.
that? Why are you doing that? Why are
Cause
you
we
doing
want to
that?
make the motherfuckers who are watching be jealous. Cause Roddy don't really talk so hot about every and anything. So if you're gifted, we want to get the score. I know the score.
Gifted is you can't be gifted if you don't know your music. So you have to
True.
know your music because a lot of us, a lot of not a lot of us, a lot of us bought music like you, and I'm sure he did also, and I did.
Right, right, right.
But a lot of DJs today, since what 19, what was it, 2006, when everybody ended up with Serato before Final Scratch, after Final Scratch,
Yeah.
and I remember standing. I won't say where, but I was somewhere in a yard. It was summertime around, and a brethren come up to another brethren and said, "You have the thing." He said, "Yeah," and I'm thinking like, "What's the thing? Like, is a gun coming out here or something?"
Yeah.
So the guy go in his pocket and bring out the external hard drive like the size of the palm of the hand, and on there, I guess, was about his entire reggae collection or something or whatever was,
Okay.
irrelevant. So it's like, yeah, man, like I go within however many minutes it took to transfer from one external to another, which probably takes, I
Right.
don't know, 2 hours or whatever. All of a sudden, DJs, young DJs especially, were going from owning 500 to 700 MP3s to
Yeah.
owning 15,000 MP3s, right?
Yeah.
So they end up with every song on the Shankai Shek rhythm, but they don't even know how to spell Shankai Shek. Or they couldn't even tell you one song on the Shankai Shek rhythm before. But
But half the
now
song they
they
don't know
got
the song.
they got 20 songs on the Shankai Shek. Now you want to hear the funniest thing? Fast forward to about 8, 9 years later. It was just like this about 2015. I'm spinning at a club with some youth, right? And he's got his computer open. He's playing the song Murder She Wrote, right? Which everybody in the world knows, right? And his computer says Murder She Wrote. And in the artist, it says your friend and our friend, Mr. Vegas. Now, who the friggin' hell loaded that information? Because it's clear that Murder She Wrote is by two artists. So not only was the person not, he knew the song, but he didn't even like care to correct it, or whoever loaded it must have copy and pasted it. So there's some things about Caribbean music, especially reggae and soca, and the older versions of it. You cannot Google or YouTube these things, not yet,
Yeah.
right? And so when you're telling the story of something, when you're trying to discuss what we're trying to discuss here or the other day, what's happening to dancehall, and you got to tell the history. When you tell the history of someone, when you tell the life story of someone, you can't just start about what they did from the age of 27. You have to go back a little bit and see where were they born. Like give the full history. So that's part of the problem about what we're going to discuss later.
Right.
And so when I say someone is gifted, I don't use words just like
I know. That's
loosely.
what I'm saying.
You got
So
for you to be gifted, that means you put in the time. And then you knew
Yeah.
what to do with the ingredients that's on the table. You know how to cook something that tastes good because you have the ingredients and you know the difference between this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Between
right.
red pepper and tomato. Instead of and any selector can tell you, and every fan can tell you, when it comes to playing dancehall and reggae and Jamaican music, you can't just play songs back to back, whether they're on the same rhythm or not. Forget that. You know, way back, Babbzy, the radio station that you're familiar with, we used to be on here in the pirate station in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It was a playlist, like somebody loaded the playlist during the morning. And I'm driving and I'm hearing um, this one dedicated to my heart. It was a mama song by Sean
Mm-hmm.
Paul, right? It was called Dedicated to My Mother or something by Sean Paul, right? It's like a
Mm-hmm.
one drop. Then
Mm-hmm.
then the song finishes and it goes jingle like Big City 101.3. And then the next song is left side with a song called so I'm like, yo, bro. So I called the guy who loads the tunes, right? And I'm like, bro, you realize you just put a big up mama song followed by a song say so. You know what I'm saying? And he's
Yeah.
laughing. I said, it's not fucking funny, bro. Like you can't do that. Even if it's the radio and you got a jingle, or if you have like a commercial break with 10 songs, I get it. 10 minutes or 5 minutes. But back to back, you
Yeah.
can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like playing Bob Marley Rastaman Vibration followed by Good Old College by Red Dragon. Come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Not playing
anybody who's
music like
even remotely a fan of the music will laugh at that. You do that in a club, you will get booed or you won't get ratings.
Right.
But that was
Right.
that. Nah,
then.
yo,
So
that's where
my point is this.
that's where
There was a time when these things mattered, but as time has gone on, if the audience can't tell the difference between good and bad, does it matter if the selector is good or bad? It should, but does it matter anymore if the selector doesn't know what he's doing? That's my question. Because if once you answer that question honestly, then you can kind of see where we were and where we are. You notice how many soccer fans go after a fet and complain that the selectors played the same songs again back? Or some people say, how many times we got to go here, jump and togetherness and, it's carnival in a row. You know what I'm saying? You don't really
Mm-hmm.
get that problem with reggae because you get 10 songs on the Showtime rhythm and you're going to play about 6 or 7 of them in whatever order. But when you say, forget the rhythm and just play one, if you say, play only one song from a rhythm, that's when you get to know who's a good selector and who's a bad selector. That's why Mr. Bridging there is gifted. Because if you tell him he can only play one song per rhythm, he can still put together a good 45 minutes to an hour and a half set and no one
Right.
misses a beat. But some of these other brother,
I hear you.
but I
Well, I
don't
want to
really
say good
complain
night
about
to.
that because the audience couldn't care less. You know what I'm saying?
Got a
I
big
don't
up
think so
Paul
anyway.
Palmer. Got a big up Kid Chronic. Hi, Kid Chronic. Big up AA. So the people are rolling in now. Hardware's over there. Hardware has some new music. Got to start pushing this week. Soca songs. Monique, Rosie, Kay. Everyone's rolling in now. All right. So let us start right now with the achievements this week. So we have some milestones this week in reggae and dancehall. So what are they? Let's see. Spice and Vybz Kartel's Conjugal Visit hits 100 million views on YouTube. Can we give a round of applause, please? I have the round of applause loaded on the roadcaster.
yeah. I was just about to
But
say,
now I
yeah.
don't have it over here now, so we gotta put our hands together for Spice Vybz Kartel. They have 100 million views on YouTube for Conjugal Visit. So that
Biggest
was released
prison tune ever.
released in
Biggest prison tune
2014.
of all time.
Yeah,
Babsy.
yeah. So it's Cartel's first music
R.
video.
Kelly can never make a song like that.
It's Cartel's first music video to crack 100 million views. The second closest is Summertime, which is at 98.5 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
So summertime's
Oh,
gonna go
wow.
100 million soon too. So yeah, we got a big up Spice and big up Vybz Kartel on
Cartel.
that one. Spice also won an award this week at the IR. Say the alphabet letters for me, please. Pepper Skull.
IRWMA.
Yeah, IRWMA. So Bounty got recognized and Spice got
Lifetime achievement,
recognized.
right?
Yeah. So I
I
just
think
want to let
both
you guys
got lifetime.
know you need to start giving me my lifetime achievements. I need mine. I would like a little achievement for something. You know what I mean? Something. Something. All right, fine. Anyhow. People are like, Babbzy, don't start singing tonight, please. Marsville might pop in again. We don't want that, right? So then we got Ricky
What?
Trooper was able to get his visa for America. This is what happens when you don't proofread,
Yo,
right?
I really love that for him, you know. I really,
Yeah.
really love that for him.
So, if you guys don't know what happened to Ricky Trupa's daughter was murdered in America, in Connecticut, a couple of weeks back, and Ricky Trupa has had some issues when it comes to immigration because he did some things online like showing guns and stuff. But anyhow, he was able to get a compassionate visa to get to see his daughter be buried, as you know, she was murdered by her baby father. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, and you know, it was it was fairly sad. A girl that's so young to have her life taken by some like cross-eyed looking man. She was so pretty, and her baby father's cross-eyed. I don't even want to talk. What you gonna say? What you gonna say, Black? Say something. What you? Yeah.
No, no. I'm just happy that he was able to go and see other parts of his family that he
True.
wasn't able to connect with. And
True.
when I realized that the funeral was gonna be in the States, I was like, man, that sucks for Chupa. But they
Yeah.
let him choose. So I
Yeah.
really love that. And I don't know if that was his granddaughter or whoever ran out when he walked up to the funeral home or to the
Yeah.
church or whatever. But I love that for him.
Yeah. What you think? What you think, Roddy? Sorry, I called Junior Rodigan Roddy. That's his nickname. Always been
I'm
his nickname
I'm
for me.
I'm still saddened and kind of shocked as
Yeah.
to what happened, and it's sad that the reason for him to finally get to come here is that's the reason. So may
Right.
she rest in peace. Condolences to him and his family, and I'm glad the U.S. found they gave him the visa on compassionate humanitarian grounds. Now whether I
Grounds
don't know if we can work with that, but at least he's here, and so it's a good thing that they found a way to get
to
him
get
in
him.
because of that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm sure it helped him and the
Yeah.
family for him to be here, and it was good to see him come through Irish and Chin Studios and see the mural with his photo and
Mm-hmm.
everything. At the end of the day, he's one of the biggest legends in this selecting business, among the
True.
top three for me.
True.
Yeah.
True. 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 So yeah, that was a good look. So congrats to you, Ricky, Trooper. You know, I mean, when I say congrats, it's condolences, but congrats at the same time. So you know what I'm saying. And then the
Yeah.
big buzzing topic of the week, guys. Kimar Haikon arrested for grand theft auto. We them gyal talk about. Style if we have them love.
There's a that song. I
The,
mean,
so saucy. You guys don't no so saucy no what
yeah, yeah,
what
like we know so sad and everything, but why? How come you're so shocked?
I'm not shocked ever. Like whenever anything like this happens, I'm never the shocked one. I know a lot of people message me and they're like, Babsy, is this real? Like, or is this like a joke? Like, what would Kimar Haikon be doing like stealing cars? And in my mind I'm like, well, he's not making money as an artist, so where he gonna get money from? You know, a part of the struggle that I have It's cause like I'm always kind of like the truth person, so I'm kind of like, yo, most of these motherfuckers is broke, right? Like we do know this, right? But it's like people are kind of still in fantasy land when it comes to a lot of artists, so they don't see these guys as being broke and stuff. Like they really believe dancehall is reverse, I think, a lot of times. So the people who are broke, they believe are rich, and then the people who have money, they believe are broke. Like, so they believe I'm broke. Like, they're like, y'all over at Canada, date for black clot hungry. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, huh? And it's like, you can't tell them otherwise. Like, I'm broke and struggling in Canada. Right? And then now the people who are broke and struggling, they think are rich. They
Yeah,
think they're
no.
rich.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
I
One
think
hit.
that,
Yeah, I mean, we're not this. We don't. I don't know him like that. I'm not judging him, but if we're being honest, if you look at him as an artist, he has one, maybe two songs that hit, and they hit as far as dance level, where you hear them in the dance. You're not really spending money on that music. So he never hit in that aspect. So anytime I hear artists with a one-two song and they don't really have a catalog like that, I'm not really surprised. Not because I expect that from them, but guy, life is hard, my friend. And if you thought music was gonna do it and you're not making it to that level, like people might think by through the video and you have two Hennessy buckle, they might think you're living like that, but bro, a lot of them are not. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's not that I expect them to do crime, but life is hard, and sometimes some people got to do what they got to do.
What you think, Junior?
By the way, well, I just Googled it because, um, Grand Theft Auto. When I hear that, I just think of the game. In Florida, anything over $750 value is considered grand theft.
Right.
And so the terminology, because when you hear grand theft, it's like, what did he do? Steal a Lamborghini as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to as opposed to a
Well,
Corolla. You know what I mean? But
well,
the thing
what they're
about it is this. But we all know people who, when people don't like you, they can accuse you of doing things, and the police got to do their job. And first they arrest you, then they look into it, due process, blah blah blah
Babsy,
blah. He could have just
Babs,
been driving someone's car who don't like him and say he stole my car.
nah, nah, nah. What Rodigan is trying to say, he probably got into a fight with his baby mother and took the car, and she called the feds. Now he's on Grand Theft Auto and his life mashup. We should look into it.
But what I'm saying, it could we don't know. Like, here's the thing, Babsy, right? And I know because of your program and the nature of it and stuff, right? But um what I don't like the media, because I went to school for journalism, and one of the
right,
things that they taught us was to be responsible as a journalist.
right, right,
But at
right.
the same time, when you're in when a newspaper or any kind of media outlet, headlines with names that are known or semi-known, that brings attention, that brings views, that brings readership, that brings whatever, to your platform. And sometimes people are just people's names are dropped with a headline, and you just sometimes all you do have to do is sometimes wait 2 days, 24 hours, and then the real
Hmm.
truth comes out. But by the time the real truth comes out, whatever
Nobody
it may
cares
be, whatever
anymore.
the
Nobody
explanation,
cares about that
the,
time.
the damage is done to that person's reputation.
Yeah. No, I hear
But
you.
we're living in a day and age now where attention spans are so short that I remember when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and it was like a night or two after, a week after, I think, when Soldier won the reggae Grammy.
Right.
Or was it the other way around? Was it when Soldier won after the slap? Yeah, it was when Soldier won after the slap. And I made a funny thing on social media. Said, "Oh, you see, this Soldier thing made everybody in Jamaica forget about the slap. No one's talking about the slap no more." You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Topics come every day, left and right, on social media, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us, make it into a big deal. And some of the people that these topics are about is like, who was this guy before he did something? And who is he?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the relevance? Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not dissing, come on, because He may have not have had a lot of hit songs, but he did.
Yeah.
He was a writer. He was a writer for a lot of hit
Yeah.
songs. I think he was with
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shaggy's camp for a while. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's not
All
like
right,
I
all
just
right.
like to
Hold
say,
on, hold on, hold
yeah,
on. Because now here's
mhm,
the thing. Here's the
yeah,
thing. You see how you just said he was in Shaggy's camp? Nobody never
mhm.
knew that. But we now know that his baby mother got vexed and called the feds because he took the car. And now he has Grand Theft Auto. So,
He did.
Rodigan,
He did.
explain to me why in reggae music and dancehall we have to use negativity to promote people name. 'Cause when he was writing for Shaggy, nobody wanted to report that. Now we have to find out there is good stuff going on with the guy. Why the negativity for promote? You understand what I'm saying?
It goes back. It goes back to good journalism and bad journalism. You know, listen, good news is never news. Like good news, unless someone achieved something like win a gold medal, win a Grammy, then it becomes news. But we don't wake up every morning and they say there were 64,000 flights in the world yesterday and none of them crashed. Who cares? But
Right.
when something does crash, now it becomes newsworthy. Let's call it that. Like what's newsworthy? And it's
Mm-hmm.
up to us, like media, especially in Caribbean music media. We're at a time where there's a whole bunch of young artists, whether we respect them or not, you know, whether individually or as a collective. There's a lot of young artists right now who have big dreams. Every one of them has a dream, whether they have a hit record or not. We know
Mm-hmm.
everybody's only like one good song away from becoming very well known.
Yeah, like
And then
me.
never have another big song again. But that one big song can do everything for you and your career today. So it's like when we're in the media, it's like what is your mission? Just to regurgitate every piece of news that comes across to you, or is it to go and find positive music, positive news, whether about positive music or positive achievements in music, or sometimes go and find the fact that this 19-year-old youth plays trombone on seven of the hits that were the biggest tunes of last year, reggae
Right.
songs, and then
Right.
bring him on and give him an interview because everybody knows Sly and Robbie, rest in peace, Robbie. Everybody knows Steely and Clevie, rest in peace, Steely. But who knows that? Who knows the name of the brethren that played the music for Coffee's Toast? Who knows
Right.
the, who knows who played the music for this song that Spice and Cartel just had 100 million views?
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, unless you're on certain music platforms, Babbzy, like
Yeah.
Tidal, Tidal gives you the credits for whatever songs there is.
Well, it's
Spotify and Apple
funny.
Music don't do that.
Like for me, I can tell who's playing the instruments. For whatever
How?
reason, I've been able to do that. So, like example, I saw, I was at the Patrice show a couple of weeks ago, and Olatunji was there. And
Mm.
I said to him, "Yeah, Engine Room, big tune, bro." I said, "Nicholas Branker was mashing up the bass," and he looked at me and he's like, "How you know Nicholas Branker's on the bass?" And I said, because I know what he sounds like on bass. Like he has a distinct sound." So he was like, "Huh?" So I'm like musicians have a distinct sound the same way artists do. And he was like confused about it. So he's like, "So you
Yeah,
can
that's
tell."
musicians.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
he's like, "You can
musicians.
tell?" I said, "No,
Producers
Nicholas
too. Everyone
Branker."
producer.
Yeah, I said Nicholas Branker played the bass on your song Engine Room. I can tell. And he was so shocked. And then I brought up another song that Nicholas Branker plays bass on. I'm like, "Listen." So he's like, "Oh my God, like you're listening to the music to that level?" And I'm like, "Yes." That's how you study music. Like, huh? Like, so the thing is, a lot of the people you would expect that they would know, you know what I'm saying, who play the instruments on this rhythm or that rhythm, and they don't know. And that's part of what we have to do as media people is educate. So Blaxz is a selector. You are a selector, radio personnel. I'm a cunt. We have to make sure that everyone gets the information that they're supposed to get. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's our responsibility, you know. Um big up yourself.
Well,
Big up yourself, kid.
something I just found out. Kamal Haikon is the
Yeah.
composer of the song "Rich Walk" by Ding Dong, and that's one of the best Ding Dong songs for more than a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
wrote
yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's
Yeah.
Kamal Haikon, talented youth. I don't know what's gonna happen to him in the court case. But is it really his baby mother, Blaxz? Is that what really happened? Did that come out
I
since
don't
the
know, but
news?
that's what it sounds. If
I
that's a Ford or auto is over 750, and if it is the Corolla or the Civics, then that's probably what happened. 'Cause, you know what I mean? But who knows? I don't know.
it, I I heard something totally different. I heard that cars is going down to Jamaica, and I heard I heard something totally different. I heard that cars is going to Jamaica and working as taxis and shit down there. That, that's what that's what the birdie told me. The little birdie, actually the big birdie.
Not the
Yeah.
one that blew the nest in the head.
You'll never stop him from flying over. Jamrock Records, okay, good. You got your wrench. Good, good, good. Listen, so some people are asking who's Kemar Icon. I don't have I'm gonna play this song from him.
Yes, so
But
sassy.
but
Everybody
I'm gonna
should know
but I
that
have
song. So
but this
sassy,
is
everybody must know.
but this is
So
Javi
saucy.
dancing. This is Javi dancing though. I'm gonna have Javi dancing to the song.
It's so saucy. Oh.
This song.
Girl, them hot, sauce boss type. Truck star pull up in a fast ride. Nothing but wear and a half price. Truck suit beat with a half white. My chain them bright like
Wow.
starlight. Whole team out so we alright. Every girl one piece of the style life. Drop some sauce and away them girl at top. At the style over have them love. Girl I say my fish fry like love. Tell some little boy no size up. I just way them girl at top. No need ID every girl no way. Got another girl thing the G all day. No feel like just one night. 365 days way them girl at top. Hear me now that girl I say me fresh. No sugar added. Everything shot. Military cadet. Over we girl added. Now for jack girl left them in my wallet. When me touch well the whole place get damage. I've girl round the world them things I'm a planet. Them can't stand it. So we them girl at top. At the style over we have them love. Girl I say my
If you
fresh fry like
guys, hold on, let me stop this. The person dancing is Javi. He's one of the if you follow me on Instagram, you would recognize him. He's always commenting. That's why I showed his video. He has So Saucy as well. Who was just playing it? That was you, Blaxz?
No.
Oh, I heard
No,
So
I
Saucy
think
playing.
that was me. Sorry. They got a So Saucy remix with Shaggy and
Shaggy
Spice.
and Spice. Yeah, I don't want to play
Yeah.
that because I'm not sure about the copyright. You know what I mean? You know these people, they get weird when it comes to this
Play the
kind of
play the
thing,
play
bro.
the solo play the solo version. Play the solo version.
I played Javi because he's
You're
dancing.
you're not gonna get flagged for. I mean,
Bro,
you played that was
the-
the solo version of So Saucy.
These people be weird, bro. Okay, let me see.
No,
again.
but it's produced by Trackstar. You're not gonna get flagged for something produced by Trackstar.
You think so? I go
Yeah,
come
'cause
and
it's
bust
not
you.
made- it's not-
I go come and bust you up if I get anyhow. I mean,
Well,
right?
then don't
My-
play it. Don't play it. Don't play it. Don't play it. No, people can go listen to it later.
Yeah,
I mean,
Go
it
listen
sound
to
like
it later.
know.
but the
It
streets
sound
say
like you know.
the streets is saying that he was sending cars back to Jamaica and running them like as taxis and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I feel like even with the Marion Hall situation going on with Lady Saw, Marion Hall having to come back for money, I always try to touch on this topic without being like disrespectful, but the money management of these artists has to improve substantially. I got the shock of my life when I started to really go to Jamaica in like 2011 for blogging. I started to spend time with these artists that I grew up listening to, and I'm like, yeah, like this, yeah, man, like. And then when you see them in real life, and they're like, yo, Babbzy, you can't pay $1,000 for this, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You want 10 US? You don't have that? And it's real. It's just this big, huge facade illusion going on that, like, yeah, they're in the club and they're drinking Moet, but they're getting that for free most times. You know what I'm saying? And Hennessy, and like most of these artists are broke.
So if they have a 1 and 2 song, then you shouldn't be looking at them like that. If they have a catalog, they
Yeah.
tour, had a couple albums, you know, songs on the radio, music
Like
video,
Sean
or
Paul
they have a
has
career,
money. Shaggy
right,
has money. You know what
right,
I mean? I don't know.
right.
Tanto Blaxz is rich like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bruh. You know what I mean? I don't know if
But at the
Tanto
same
Blaxz is.
time, Babsy, we don't know some of the bigger artists or some of the artists that just had a little couple of years in the spotlight. If they were smart, or and some of them are, they went and invested that money back home. They got companies, they got stores, they got different retail stores and other businesses back home, and that's sometimes you don't hear from them again. And when you do buck them up, you notice that they're not really pressuring anybody for anything because they set up themselves. Sometimes a
Well,
lot of people keep that stuff to themselves.
Yeah,
well, I'll
that's
show
fine.
you.
You know,
Like the music part is it doesn't pay that much. So that's why when you have like even like a Rihanna who will turn around and get Fenty Beauty, it's like we want new music. She's like, why? I'm moving lip glosses and
Yeah,
eyeshadows.
yeah, that part is
I like
over. That
they
part is
just put me on Forbes billionaire list. Like what am I coming to come and sing and argue and then gotta fight for radio play against Lotto and Glorilla? Like let me just chill. Like cause
yeah,
that's how it gets, right? Like you get to that point where you're just like, okay, so now what?
yeah, no. From
Yeah.
it's
she
so
got the
funny.
million, got the million
It's
WTN, it's over.
it's so funny you said that, Babsy. Right? Um, 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 I was wondering the 100 million streams that the song we just talked about, the Cartel and Spice, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm googling now to see what does a million YouTube streams get you as royalties. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's hard
Um,
to say. That's hard to say
why?
because it depends on the location of the streams. Because not every stream is equal on YouTube. So
Okay.
like for me, right? For whatever reason, I'm I have preferred advertising on my YouTube channel, even though I don't use it. YouTube is always calling me. They're like, why are you not making videos? Because when I do, it's like Caribbean Airlines will like pay for the spot to be in the ad before or like so it's like one stream doesn't just necessarily equal one stream in YouTube and a stream from Jamaica doesn't equate to a stream in necessarily in America, right?
You mean
Especially
viewed in Jamaica or
viewed in
viewed in
Jamaica
America?
versus viewed in America. The
Yeah.
person that's viewing it in America might
Mhm.
cause that video to make more money because they fall into the demographic of the advertising on that video. So it's a very
Okay.
complex system. It's not just like boom, 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 right? Like, so like the other day, I don't know if you saw, like Jamaica was number one for me streaming my lives, and Dominican Republic was two. And people were
Yeah.
like, why are the people in the Dominican Republic? That's because of the fact that the airlines, WestJet and them are jumping in front of in front of my video for ads. So that's why you're seeing that. Cause so it's like it's this big huge algorithm that works, and I'm shadow banned. Wait till I get out of this shit. I'm gonna start stepping in niggas' neck. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I'm saying? But like, so 100 million views for Adele may be less than 100 million views for Taylor Swift. Because Taylor Swift's 100 million views are predominantly going to be in America, where Adele's 100 million views might be half in the UK, and like, so they would have a lower CPM. Like, it's just a whole huge confusing
Yeah,
thing to try
no,
to
but those,
understand.
yeah, but you talking about no, music is different. An artist is an artist. A song is a song because there's publishing money and all of that to do with it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
let me tell you what it says. Let me
but
tell you
the
what it
views
says.
not equal though.
Let me tell you what it says. How much you need to make $1 on Spotify? 314 streams. On YouTube Music, 500 streams on YouTube Music. But now it says music royalties for a million YouTube views. An anonymous artist via Digital Music News wrote that after 1,048,000 and change plays on YouTube, not YouTube Red, received a whopping $64 from ad revenue, right?
Okay.
Hold on. So $64 for $1 million, right?
Right.
So 100 times 64 is 6,400,
But that's what I'm
basically,
trying to
right?
tell you. It's not. That's not. It doesn't work like that, though.
No,
That's
but
what I'm trying to tell
hold
you.
on, hold on.
Yeah, yeah. But go on, go on, go on.
No, but I said 6,400. That's just from YouTube streams, right? The song's also playing on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, etc. Right? Meaning
Right.
conjugal visit, right?
Right. Right.
But
Right.
let's just go with the $6,400, right? $6,400. That's it. That's a lot of money for a tune made in Jamaica where the producer didn't pay any of the artists nothing. You know what I mean?
$6,400 in 10 years.
6,400 US. 6,400 US is
In
a
12
lot
in
of
10
money.
years.
Yeah, in 10 years, of course. You know why? Because
$640 a year.
Because if you turn around and see how many views did Cartel get for his biggest streaming song on
So hold on.
Spotify, which is Fever. Fever didn't get as many YouTube views because there was no official video with Cartel in it for Fever.
So hold on.
But Fever
But it's
is
not.
on the RIAA though, and
Hold on.
Conjugal Visit is not. That's what I'm trying to show you.
Hold on.
Come back.
Hold
Come.
on.
Come.
So you guys are trying to tell me when Beyonce hits like 1 million views on her video, she's getting like $5,000? That's what you're trying to tell me?
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying even if we just go with the lowest, that song made at least $6,500 just from that one YouTube.
And how many views are you talking about?
Huh?
How many views are you talking about, right?
The article
How
said
many
some
views got you to 64,000?
that was 1 million. That was 1 million views by an anonymous artist.
Okay, all right. So on a million views, how much do you think Beyonce is getting?
Depends who owns it. Depends who owns it.
Man, what do you mean?
No, I'm not saying how much are they getting. I said whatever is due, right? If Babbzy produces a song with me and you, right, and she gets all the money, and we have an agreement, she's gonna give us a 1/3 each. I don't know what the agreement was, but I'm telling you right now, in Jamaica, the artists, them, depending on who the producer is, they're not coming to you and say, "Well, my money
But-
there." But
I'm trying to show you something.
Views. It don't
But I'm
work
trying
like
to
that.
show you the issue with this is what I'm trying to tell you. So Fever, right? Vybz Kartel went gold with Fever February 7th, 2020, right? Meaning he sold half a million.
Yeah.
Right?
Sold,
That's
yeah.
but that's combining YouTube and Spotify streams as well. Because there's a certain number of streams, right? That gives you a sale. So if you look on YouTube, Fever has 28 million views.
So what you
And it
telling
went
me?
gold.
Right, hold on. I just need to be clear here. So you
Right.
think Cartel got like 20 bands for Fever? That's what you're telling me?
No.
No.
He would have gotten more because Fever got him gold in America, which means the predominant number of the streams for Fever and sales for Fever came from America. It's at 28 million views for the video.
Babbzy, all right.
So if
all right,
Conjugal
double A.
Visit is at 100 million views and
How much
it's
did
not
they get?
on the RIAA, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like these, it matters where the streams are and where
But Babbzy, it's
who's
Babbzy.
viewing them.
Babbzy. No, let me correct you.
Okay.
The RIAA is the Recording Industry Association of America,
Right.
right? So what you sell in Canada, Mexico, and Afghanistan and China
Right.
and England doesn't count.
Right.
So, and then it's a certification, right?
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean that 500,000 people downloaded the song. Back in the days when it was records and CDs, is how many songs actually sold from record shops that had SoundScan. A lot of us Caribbean shops did not have. I used to have a record shop. We didn't have the SoundScan machine because the SoundScan machine would tell the IRS how much money you made. We didn't want a SoundScan machine. But you can't tell me we didn't. That's why Murder, She Wrote was never in the Billboard charts, by the way. Never in the Billboard charts. And we all know how big popular that song was. But going back to what you said, let me just finish this, right? Let me just finish this. You see the numbers that you quoting is for the video, is for the motion picture video. of Fever. There's also the song Fever without the video on the channel of the distribution company Zodiac, and there's 55 million.
All right, so 55
and
and 28 is what? That's still less than Conjugal Visit, is what I'm trying to show you. So I'm trying to tell you that the bulk of his views for Fever came from America. The bulk of Conjugal Visit's views and streams didn't come from America because it's more views on YouTube and it's not recognized yet by the RIAA in America. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Those views, streams are coming from, sales are coming from other places.
But Fever got more than what you just said, though, Babbzy. Look, if you just even look, Fever has 3 channels that have Fever, and each one of them is at least. There's another channel that has 31 million views of Fever. 31 plus 55 is what? 86? 86
right?
plus 28 is way more than 100 million.
Not way more. 86
plus 28? Yeah. It's 114.
So 14 million more views, you're saying,
Altogether.
Is the difference to get them into the art? I don't know, bruh. I don't know, fam. I feel that's cap.
What I'm saying to you is everything adds up. So when you say, how much money did they get off of that? They got something, but there's other platforms. There's many other platforms that people listen to.
But I'm pretty sure that Fever made Cartel. So Fever made Cartel more money than Conjugal Visit did.
Of course. He didn't have to split it with Spice.
The song itself, let's not even talk about the split. Conjugal Visit is his most streamed song, technically, right?
No.
On YouTube. But Fever made him more money because Fever had more views in America. So it's going to make him more money. It's the American views pay out. Like when you look at it's a complicated algorithm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But American, hold on, Brando's asking what we're talking about. We're talking about Conjugal Visit for Kartel and Spice just past 100 million views on YouTube. And I'm saying that Fever sold 500,000 copies in the RIAA, right? Recognized as the single. And I have a feeling that Fever made Kartel more money than Conjugal Visit would have, because clearly Fever is getting more traction in America. So we were talking about how much does 100 million views equate to money for Kartel and Spice, and we're saying that you can't just give a number like that, because 100 million views, depending on where those views come from, will dictate the amount of money that the artist is making. So Rodigan is saying that he doesn't think, but Brando's the stats man. If you could call in for a sec, Brando, and talk to us, that would be wonderful. I owe you, Brando. If you could just call in, let me post the link. Brando is the stats god.
I just want to know, because you guys are going around the thing. I just want to know: did a man make $1 million, or did he make 10 grand? That's what I want to know. I hear a man talk about 6,400, and I'm like, hold on, I swear a man got $5 million off of this shit. What happened? So that's what I want.
No way.
You could have and 10 billion views. Did that equal $50, or did that equal $1 million? That me want to know.
Well,
I can tell you myself. I had a video. There was a woman, a black correctional officer, who put a Facebook video of when she got harassed by a white state trooper. This is during the whole BLM thing. And I put it on YouTube, and it went over 1 million views. During that process, I passed the threshold of when I could monetize. And as it was gaining, I think it was at 1,000,001, and they were going to give me about $211. But then they said it's not your entire content. Whatever.
Right.
But I had 211 coming to me, right? So even if you go by that, by the way, there was nothing on there that I created. Like when you put a song, and that's the thing to ask musicians and artists who put songs on their own channel. It has to be on your own channel, because if the label puts it on there, like Def Jam Records or Zodiac, like the 55 million fever is on Zojak's channel, Zojak's gonna collect some of that. But when the video goes on Cartel's page, Cartel and TJ are collecting all of that. But at the end of the day, Cartel's
not
still gonna
necessarily.
Get his share.
It's the copyright owner is gonna collect it, right?
Copyright owner, but the copyright owner has to give the composer something.
It depends.
All right.
Okay. Let me give you a drama. Hold on. Let me give you come, Blaxz, come.
What makes Vybz Kartel million views cheaper than Beyonce's million views?
Because his views are likely coming from the Caribbean, and those views generally are not high income views for YouTube, right? Because there's something called a CPM, clicks per million.
That's why you're saying depending on where they're watching from.
Right. So clicks per million. So if I go in mine, like a click on an ad in Barbados is not the same as a click on an ad in Jamaica, which is not the same as a click on an ad in America, or like it's not the same. They don't work out to be the same. So depending on where the views are coming from, Beyonce's views are gonna more than likely predominantly be American. She is a world artist, but a bulk of hers will come from America.
So just so we're clear.
Right.
The number of views are same across the board. It's just that the weight money wise per view might be different depending on your location.
Correct.
No, not exactly. He's right, but not exactly in that way. Let me tell you why, right? You get paid based on the ad revenues, Blaxz, right? So if a video has like however many million views, right? But people didn't let the ad, you know how you skip an ad at the beginning of a video?
Right.
Like you have 3-4 seconds and it counts down, and usually you skip it. But sometimes you're doing something and the ad runs beyond the 7 seconds or there's 5 seconds. When that ad runs beyond, that's when the advertiser pays Google or YouTube for that particular ad, right? So if there's an ad for, I don't know, Delta Airlines, and out of 1 million views, 900,000 people skipped it, but only 100,000 people let it play, you're only going to collect the pennies that ad comes from. And that. That's what Babbzy's saying.
From North America versus the Caribbean.
There you go. That's what Babbzy's saying.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can pull up mine, because it's gonna show the clicks. It's gonna show what the value is for the clicks on my stuff, right? And because I have a whole heap of countries watching, it's gonna give a breakdown. But yeah, no. So 100 million views for Taylor Swift is not the same for 100 million views for Spice, right? It's not the same. Then on top of that, you have preferred. So the advertisers like Walmart might want to get in front of Taylor Swift's video, and they'll buy space. Drake does that. Drake buys space in front of popular people's videos. So he knows, like, reaction channels, like let's say Academics or DJ Ghost or one of them, Drake will buy the spot in front of DJ Ghost's videos. So he has to pay extra for that. Right? So that's why airlines pay extra to go in front of my videos. You'll see Caribbean Airlines, WestJet, Air Canada, and you'll see them be like, "Oh, we're reintroducing flights to the Dominican Republic, or we're reintroducing flights to Barbados." That's the ad you'll see in front of my video.
And those ads are targeted by location.
Right. So and they're targeted by channel. You can target the channel that you want your ads to run. Yeah. So it's a complex equation. Someone just said, Jamrock Records said, "Give thanks for sharing this information." Someone was asking about their brother. Someone said, "Oh, my little brother produces music on YouTube and he has some records busts for artists. I need y'all to help me figure out what he makes." It's different. It's different.
Hack his bank account. Can I tell you a quick story? Interesting story about it. Right after the pandemic, when everybody was on Zoom, there was like a Zoom thing with a bunch of American DJs. I got invited there. Busy Signal was there, and Shaka Demos was there. So now during the conversation, now Busy is talking to Shaka, and
Right.
Busy is urging Shaka to go and make videos of some of his older songs, like some of his classics. He said, "Brother, let me tell you something. Even if you did a tune back in the 80s and 90s, and there's no video for it, go stand up somewhere and make a music video for it." Because
Right.
Busy's
Right.
telling Shaka now, because he's like, you wouldn't believe the revenue that a music video, not a just a photo of the album cover or the single cover, but an actual video brings in for a song that's a good
Right.
song. And he was like, yeah, and it adds up over time, because it's not like you were putting out a CD. Okay, it didn't whatever it sold in the first 6 months, and that's it. No, that's the beauty of streaming, because people keep coming back. Look at Conjure No Visit. It's like 8 years old, right? The song,
Right.
the video is
Right.
8 years old, right? So it's like the 100 million didn't just happen overnight. I remember when Prince put out, what was it, Purple Rain album? It broke records, because I think it sold 8 million in 1 week. It was ridiculous, because everybody had to have it. But imagine if, like, the things that come out now, when Peru, that song Peru, the Afrobeats tune, like, it broke so many records, but it didn't all happen overnight. It just, the algorithm, once the algorithm takes over, Blaxz, because that video I told you about that I got 1 million views on my channel, I kept watching it, and it was like, 4,000, 5,000. But once it hit, like, people kept liking it and sharing it. And then all of a sudden, one day I woke up and it went from, like, 70,000 to 195,000. I was like, what? Over in 24 hours? How the fuck did I didn't even post it anywhere.
You hold on. You have that's on your page?
Yeah, it's just a woman
That's
complaining
why you
about
don't
police.
want us to know. That's why you don't want us to know about the
No,
100
they
million,
never
the
paid me
$10
for it. They
million
were gonna
dollars.
pay me for it.
Okay.
They were gonna pay me for it, but then they sent me a notice and said, this is repurposed content. You have to make
Right.
your own content. Or if you wanna, like, put this video up, you have to add some speech to the middle of it, to the beginning of it. Because I put graphics at the beginning, but the rest of it was just this woman driving and crying and talking about police harassment for like half an hour. Hey, I wasn't trying to get paid for it. I just wanted to, like, publish
Nah,
stuff.
yo,
But
I
there's
was saying this one time when I was on Twitch. I had a campaign, and I was just like, the problem with this kind of thing is that you guys, we don't know anybody that directly works in the office of where these things are happening. We need to know somebody directly that we can physically, like, see, that we can talk to. So that way, when we have little problems as far as clearing stuff and, you know what I mean, running your channels and algorithms, if we knew somebody directly, then maybe we could bring Babbzy with the Draco and get things done the real and proper way.
No, but here's the thing. Most YouTubers that YouTube will see people and they'll say this person is a shaker and baker, and they'll contact you and reach out to you, right? So, like, I have a YouTube rep. So any question that I really do have that we want answers for, like, I can get that answer from them very easily. Like, so they do have people there, but it's like they don't have people there for just everyone. They have people there for, like, that are really on YouTube and doing this YouTube thing, like me. Like, I came off and they want to know why. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I'm just taking a break. I'm done with blogging. I hate these motherfuckers. This shit lame. I'm done with this. And they're like, no, you need to come back. And they started talking about all these things and showing me the data. And I was just kind of like, yeah, well, fuck all these people. I done with Russell them. Like, I done. Right? Like, and they were like, so there's people that can break this stuff down for you all the time. And they also have, like, seminars that are free. If you go on the YouTube page, you can sign up yourself to say, how do I do production? How do I register a production channel? Like, they have all that stuff there that's free. You can even go in the YouTube space. You can even book the YouTube space to go film in it if you want. Like, they have all this stuff readily available. But, like, for artists, breakdown on YouTube, it's all different. So it's hard to check. It's hard to clock their money. The only thing that I can say is if they're depending on their YouTube money, they're not an artist. They're not a real artist. Because that's the lowest. That's the lowest of the payout that they would be getting. And if they're clocking their YouTube money, They're not no real artists.
I found my thing, right? So it says
Okay.
estimated revenue. This police officer, black female federal police officer in uniform, racially profiled. So it says the CPM, Babbzy. That means
Yeah.
clicks per 1,000,
Yeah.
right? Right. So the money gained from the CPM for that one was $14.66 per 1,000 clicks, right? I guess, right?
Right.
And then so the total estimated revenue from that video was $296.08, right? And the next highest earning video on my channel it's Anthony Hamilton doing a live with Selena Johnson, like R&B artist. And then another one was when the Patriots played the Jets and I was doing second half commentary. Those are the biggest money earners after that. That one, the big one, the big video earned $296.08. Then the next biggest money earner earned me 41 cents. And the one after that earned me 25 cents. And nothing else earned me more than 9 or 8 cents.
I feel like Beyonce does the same numbers on the same 3 videos, and she makes more money than you. Why is that?
Beyonce has never had a video that only had 1 million views, bro.
No, I'm just saying though. If she had a video that had the same amount of views you did, she get more money than you. Why?
Because the channel brings a lot of viewers, a lot of subscribers to the channel.
She probably has preferred spots, like, so she probably has paid spots at the beginning of her videos. Right?
But guess what though, Blaxz? Babbzy can tell you to be able to get paid any money on YouTube, you need to have at least is it 1,000 subscribers or 4,000, Babbzy?
1,000 subscribers and 4,000
and 4,000 views, right? So I was struggling just to get, like I was putting up all kinds of football, music, news. And then once I put this one up, all of a sudden I got 15,000 lifetime subscribers. And then the last time I posted anything on YouTube was sometime in early 2021. I haven't even posted anything. And I've never even looked at my analytics until for a very long time. This video right now has how many? Like, people are commenting on it even as late as 6 days ago. People are still commenting on this.
I think what we realize is that if you're an artist and you're depending on YouTube money, you stick to your day job.
Yeah.
You think so? I disagree with that. If you're an artist and you're depending on YouTube,
you're my lad. You didn't make.
No, depend on who. Which artist though? Which artist?
Do you know how much rent is in Toronto, bro? Where are you? In America? Where are you?
Yeah, Boston.
How much is rent? Like in Toronto, a 1-bedroom right now average goes for $2,500 downtown Toronto.
Yeah, bro, in Boston is more than that.
How much?
So you're telling me
410 McLevin is $3,000.
The $250, what you just make off 3 video, you're telling man to go put. What are you saying right now, my friend?
Brother, but I'm just telling you, it's not just music video that's gonna make the artist
money.
That's
what we're saying. We're saying if you're depending on YouTube for boss and be Mr. Beast and be rich in life, forget about it. Because it's not a YouTube thing. It's a number of things that make the thing go on.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, whatever it is, don't steal no grand theft. Don't steal no car. It's not worth it.
You say it wrong. Don't get caught, my lad.
Don't get caught, bruh. You out here doing shit.
I've had my car stolen. So when you steal someone's car, God don't like car thieves, man. So I had my car stolen twice.
So
it's not a
we
good
also have TOK making some drastic changes to their catalog, removing all of the songs that are referencing homosexuality.
Look how long ago they you couldn't find a Chichi Man now. Nowhere. Long time before they even reunited. VP Records did that. VP Records did that. It wasn't TOK.
Okay,
So
but
there,
hold on. Has anybody ever chastised them about any of their songs?
No, not Chichi Man. No. We even had
that's
an
their
No, but
biggest
incident where
yeah,
song.
someone
but
tried to.
huh?
That's their biggest song.
But has
Yeah, but
anybody? Yo, they burned down Shabba Rank's house. They put Buju Banton in jail. Has anything happened to TOK with any of their songs? So why are they doing this?
because we're in an age of political correctness, and someone is gonna come with it. And if they still bigging it up, if they still up there at a day and age when Buju Banton took down Boom Bye Bye from every platform, just so he could go sing in Germany and stuff. TOK are back together again. They're trying to come to America and do shows, festivals, and everything. And if anybody latches onto that and makes it public, it's gonna go crazy. So there was no noise about it before. That doesn't mean they're not going to perform it live. That just means you can't go see it anywhere legally on a streaming platform with their name attached to it. So they're just trying to say, this make it disappear.
From them apart, that mashes up every
That's
dance.
not
I want to see.
disappearing, man.
I want to see how they're
Yo,
gonna make this
it
happen.
mashes up gay parties, Babbzy. Just like Boom Bye Bye did. Ask me,
Dude,
you know how many... Yeah,
didn't
man, you know how many...
It didn't disappear. It didn't disappear.
No. Well, after Buju took it down, it did.
It didn't disappear. I just want you to tell me which party you go to in any part of the world at any time, you don't hear that song play and play a smash up. It doesn't matter.
No, we ain't talking about party. We're talking about them taking it off their own platforms, like they disown the song. You know what I'm saying?
They could disown it. It's not gone nowhere because the people them are still playing it on their little CDs and USBs and MP3s and festival CDs, everything like that. Nice. But I get what you're saying. I'm not going to be ignorant to the thing. Like, they're trying to fix up themselves for today's society. So, like, I get it. But
I actually think it's a publicity stunt. Yeah, I think it's a publicity stunt. I think they're just talking about it because...
No, did they mention Chichi Man, or they just said all songs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They mentioned Chichi Man. So I think they just wanted attention. To say, look, yeah, hey, guess what? We're LGBT friendly over here. I don't think anyone asked about it. But guys, I have 2 songs for the week now. We have 2 songs this week. One is a video and one is a song. Okay? Because, I always have to pick a song because we got to still promote the music. We got to show the music some love. So song number 1, hold on a second. I'm not going to, let's see if I can do it this way. You're going to like this one. Tune. One sec. So, listen to who's singing on this. You probably heard it already, Junior. Blaxz, I don't know if you heard it.
This is the remix.
Bushy lady. Bushy baby. Chris, busy. The whole club sing Bushy and well, me girl Bushy. You know that already. She love his sip wine, but she with chopper jelly. You want see her when she dead ready. When she touch it dance floor, she no deady. Happier vibes when we up in the club. Everybody happy, everyone a show love. Where we going next? Everybody wanna know. From a party, them one we feel pass through.
Boy, when you are par with we, a good time is guaranteed. Fill up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. When me tell you, say when you are par with we, a good time is guaranteed. Fill up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party.
This Jackie, pull up that one ya bigger, that one ya bad. You know see the girl them a bubble, that a drive me mad. Hey, I just the vibe where we up. The people them love it, this are the livest scam. Party every day, be a gal denary. Diamonds a canary, fly like a pitchery dog. Enough battles we not fi share. Shirt without the button, yeah, Versace or Burberry. Dirty energy can't stay ya. Watch your behavior. Girl want a man see a spare ya. None of the G them a no failure. We making the paper, living life like we dip on the top of the skyscraper.
When you are par with we, a good time is
Listen, true.
You know what?
Wicked.
True.
You know what? You know what? You know what? I really rate Bounty Killer. For the last 2 years, he's playing with the music. He's trying different styles and melodies. Like I like this Bounty Killer right now. This is a good song.
Oh, how you feel about that one there, Junior? Roddy?
The original is a favorite. Chris Martin is a legend to me already. And this remix is like, you wouldn't think Bounty on that tune. Busy, yeah, but Bounty?
Yeah.
Like the man said, he's doing his thing now. And you know why I think, Blaxz? Because, you know why? Because I think Bounty is no longer catering to the bad man then. He's not just making tune for bad man. He's making pop music.
No, I think it's not even pop music. I think he's trying to just make music, but without running too far ahead. He's moving along as he's comfortable, trying to make good music. And you see, like with the whole Vegas thing, got kind of sidetracked because those weren't the caliber what he been moving with in the last little bit. You see now that wires over. I'm glad me hear this song today right now. This was a good pick.
Yeah, man. No, yo, listen, Selected Babbzy got Babbzy knows what she's doing. Now, this is a music video of 3 people that I was not expecting. Some people, what was the song before? Christopher Martin, Bounty, and Busy Signal. So you could go listen to that, stream that one, right? Make sure you stream that. Make sure you send your streaming money to me, Christopher Martin, because we are here promoting. I want that 55 cents you got over there. Now, this one. We have a very unusual combination here. We have Rodigan King, Kraft, and Zeramar. Now, a lot of people don't know who Zeramar is. Zeramar is actually the singer in the intro from my actual YouTube videos from Trinidad. Used to be an R&B artist, but moved over into dancehall. And let me tell you something. That's the guy to watch next because he is extremely versatile. He's the one to watch next. If you want to know who's going to be the next Byron Messiah and Prince Swanee, Zeramar's next. Zeramar's next.
But what a way Babbzy knows so much about what going in a dancehall. Oh, me never know all of them things there. So.
Well, you know me, I bad mind, so that's how I know. Voila, let me play the song.
Mind games. The pussy them a play a mind game. Some travel with the K like pioneer. Mind games. The pussy them a play a mind games. Darkness, man.
What's up,
you know? Hey. Waffy tappy now. Waffy tappy bro, making money fast dog, then me stack it up. One button push start, then I wrap it out. Never left it chip black, yeah me happy bro. One squeeze quick fast and I wrap it out. Me not happy shout, me glad we do the most. Me glad we do the most. He pussy them a play a mind game, so me travel with the K like pioneer. He pussy them a play a mind game, so me travel with the K, I'm not afraid for wear. He pussy them a play a mind game, slap one in your face and me pine straight. He pussy them a play a mind games. He pussy them a play a mind games. Mind games.
A mind game them a play only chigga man play. Me boss the Russian and the Chinese scale. Me squeeze and it sing like a tabita chase. Man the mind drop a ground when no care about it stare. Tell me what the fuck they know about me be 100 rifleman. Money power me pray. Don't rich and bad them don't know how we steer. We no run jokes so come out our way.
He pussy them a play a mind game, so me travel with the K like pioneer. He pussy them a play a mind game, so me travel with the K, I'm not afraid to wear. He pussy them a play a mind game, slap one in your face and me pine straight. He pussy them a play a mind games. He pussy them a play a mind games and mind games. You see me a see that, you see me a see crap, you see me a see couple killer when I know if it talk. You see me a see money, you see the beam a way park, you see the K West Park, eagle and a hawk, shot a pitch in a hawk. Funny road me walk, me no roll with that, but me rolling smart. He pussy them a play a mind game, so me travel with the K like pioneer. He pussy them a play a mind game. So me travel with the K, I'm not afraid for wave. He pussy them a play a mind game. Slap one in your face and me pine straight. He pussy them a play a mind games. He pussy them a play a mind games and mind games.
What's there,
badness? No rifle there for we shoot boy marrow and no practice. Be a sadness when your two friends dead because them feel fi start alive and chat shit. One make this clock switch and just take a one press fi open up and everybody close casket and that's it. Can't real killers now go to prison, no judge, no take that risk. Feel brave and run up, get bullet in your stomach. More than the food where you eat for dinner come up. Alcatraz full of fucking sinners and me corrupt and me all about the money, so we no fuck with the product. Always stay up on the block, so them I wonder how we no broke. Them no say we risk we life, them only know we no walk. Travel with the Kia and send a boy if you go home. Clip full streets empty, nobody even one room. Many time them straight, now go live for see tomorrow. Come out I'm away, call the bully them all up. In a play mind games, hunting them down like sparrow. Use one eye for him, point straight in them marrow. Now no time for waste, cause the escape narrow. We no afraid for wave, cause we dark like shadow. And the guns fight cause sorrow no borrow. We no play mind games and mind games, no.
Bruh, Zeramar, telling you, fam. What you think, Roddy?
I think it's an okay song. I don't think it's gonna last as long as some other. But you know what's significant about the last two songs you played, this one and the other one? Three artists together. Three artists, Busy Signal and Chris and Killer.
Bounty.
And this one is three artists. Like, people are finally realizing in the Caribbean, collaborations work for everybody involved. It's a win-win-win-win-win.
True.
You need to collaborate more. Now, if people got problems with each other, like you'll never see a Popcorn Alkaline and Tommy Lee. But hey, if it ever happens, it'll probably be their biggest tune for each one of them. So long as it's not an idiot tune.
Yeah, no, the last two artists on the song were good. That's what the people are singing. How do you feel about it, Blaxz? What do you think?
I like the song. I like the collaboration. There's only one thing I don't like, and it's just a personal thing. I don't even like to talk on it too much. Kraft is a good artist, and he has some songs that are clapping down the place. Mm-hmm. His name is a lot for me to like deal with.
What's why?
Because again, bro, we're pushing negativity to get like somewhere. Like,
okay.
And I'm just like, I'm not with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like,
well, I think of macaroni and cheese when I hear of him. Like when I hear Kraft, I think of mac and cheese. I don't know.
I'm gonna show you a thing. You see, like Tommy Lee. Yeah. When he first came out, I used to play him enough. And then as soon as it got to like Uncle Demon and stuff, I stopped playing him.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like he's inviting certain little things. You know what I mean? So I just left it alone. Now, it's not until probably I went like that for probably like 3 years. And then I went Grenada one year, buddy. No, but there wasn't a bigger dancehall tune than any Tommy Lee. From your play Tommy Lee, PS fuck up. And as we started traveling, and then I go Jamaica and outside of Kingston, you realize, you know, Tommy Lee, Ray, this, that, the next hot song. But it took a lot for me to get past the whole Uncle Demon and everything. When I see a man named Kraft now, it was a little hard for me. But yo, the man have some wicked tune.
Yeah.
I like the song. I do like the song. I like the collaboration. It's a little dark. They need to get some happy songs and party songs as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. But Kraft right now, he's actually doing it still right now. I won't even like it.
No, Tommy Lee's out of jail now, sweetie. He came out, about a month now?
Yeah.
So, Zeramar did a dub for me. I'm going to see if I could play it. It like, of all my dubs, this is one of my most...
Nah. That's
I'm gonna just let the people hear him. Hold on.
You have dub play from them, man.
Them man know what the flag queen. No, who can that be? They call her Babbzy, and she wondering God would forgive her for the things she did. She know it's not perfect and it's not worth it. As long as Babbzy live, is no plugging. Sometimes she wonder if he would forgive her for all of her sins. Responsible for all the blogging. Big casket for them down in a lane. Babbzy have gone by go doof, dog by go roof. Tell a little blogger boy put away him dus. Cause that can't save you when Babbzy crew them rise. The thing went on like a ream and push down in a me heart where evil eye. Evil fingers and evil eye. If you're this Babbzy, well enough people die. Couple it longer than KFC fries. Babbzy murder them. Them a nobody call Babbzy, never heard of them. Torture the blanca boy. I bet them never make a blog again. Famous and dead looking face man CNN. Babbzy no fair people, no people fair she. When she rise up the water and the M16. She no fear people, people fear Babbzy.
Vocals.
Yeah, guns, drugs and money where Babbzy stuck. Vlogger boy, better watch your head back. Boy coulda come first place in Olympic race when Babbzy vlog them drop. They kill them just up in all black. Kick down your door and a knock. Somebody ask Alexander or TV6. Got the tape and beyond that. Babbzy, I got murder the big rat. Pan social media blog. And I say, Babbzy take them style and them type of blog in question. What style you got? That the boy have some screws lock. Boy, your head top can't screw back. I mean, I go lie, me see some of your blog. Them little boy deserve 2 clap. Got one thing about Babbzy, she have a strap. Bullet for anybody who try to solve vlog.
So you see the vocals on that. You see the vocals on him, right? You see the vocals on him, right? Well, that's like you see the vocals on him, right?
That was a setup.
What happened? What happened? What happened? What you do?
From the other day, I take the dub plate. From the George Nooks the other day, I take the dub plate thing too far.
No, I'm just showing you the vocal ability, right? So like he's
got a lot of I want to say his main influence, whether he admits it or not, is I Wayne. Because it sounds like a bad man I Wayne. Yeah.
Think so?
It's like, yeah. And that's the
we
thing.
We don't rate I Wayne over here. We don't rate I Wayne over here. We're just letting the world know.
Why?
That.
Because of what he said about soca?
About the soca's the devil. Yo mama the devil, nigga. Get your ass up out of here.
Well, anyway. No, he explained that when he was in Boston.
But he's
no,
right.
but what I'm saying is his style.
It's like a bad man I Wayne for real.
So he's from Trinidad? Am I right? Am I right? He's from Trinidad or where?
Blaxz, you need that one on dub too. The verse said. I'm gonna talk about the diverse situation in a sec, but go on.
One thing you gotta realize about a lot of the Trinidad artists, the youth, is that their foundations, before there was the genre that's known as Trinidad right now, a lot of their foundations and their, how they grew to be the kind of artists they are today is in roots music. They used to sing on roots rhythms with Lion Twins in them. So if you watch the Lion Twins, them studio sessions that they do, they still come in there and they run some roots rhythms and some dancehall rhythms. And it's just that the modern sound is the thing where I lick now. And because of like what Black said, the mood of a lot of these grooves, I don't call them rhythms. The mood of a lot of these grooves are dark. So you can't really go sing some happy thing on a dark rhythm. And if you're going to sing dark, you can either sing, in this day and age, you're not really going to sing about Rastafari unless you're a Rasta man. So what are you going to sing about? Either depression, personal depression, or, people being disloyal to you, or you're going to just sing some street.
One sec before Blaxz. They're begging me to play it again because they're like, Babbzy, run that back. So I'm going to run it back and then hold this up, Blaxz. Don't.
Listen for the I Wayne styling. Just ignore the words and imagine if it was I Wayne.
Them want know what the flag queen. No, who can that be? They call her Babbzy, and she wonder if God would forgive her for the things she did. She know it's not perfect and it's not worth it. As long as Babbzy live, is no blogging. Sometimes she wonder if he would forgive her for all of her sins. Responsible for all the blogging. Big casket for them down in a lane. Babbzy have gone by go doof, dog by go roof. Tell a little blogger boy put away him dus. Cause that can't save you when Babbzy crew them rise. The thing went on like a ream and push down in a me heart where evil eye. Evil fingers and evil eye. If you're this Babbzy, well enough people die. Couple it longer than KFC fries. Babbzy murder them. Them a nobody call Babbzy, never heard of them. Torture the blanca boy, I bet them never make a blog again. famous and dead looking face man CNN. Babbzy, no fair people, no people fair she when she rise up the water and the M16. She no fear people, people fear Babbzy. Yeah, guns, drugs and money where Babbzy stuck. Like a boy, better watch your head back. Boy coulda come first place in Olympic race when Babbzy vlog them drop. They kill them just up in a all black. Kick down your door and a knock knock. Somebody ask Alexander or TV6, got the tape and beyond that. Babbzy, I got murder the big rat. Pan social media blog. And I say, Babbzy take them style and them type of blog in question. What style you got? That the boy have some screws lock. Boy your head up, can't screw back. I mean I go lie, me see some of your blog. Them little boy deserve 2 clap. Got one thing about Babbzy, she have a strap. Bullet for anybody we try to solve vlog. So little boy leave the vlog into Bob. Cause that's how she do. Babbzy have it love. Babbzy have gun, we go doof, dog, we go roof, tell a little.
Rough to all. We have gun, we go doof, dog, we go roof. You don't even understand. You don't even understand the depths of them bars. Go call Alexander and tell him to tape him beyond that. You don't even understand. Alexander's a man that has a show in Trinidad. Taping beyond the tape. That's what the show called, Beyond the Tape. The play out, like, he's sick. Trust me. Zeramar, bad. B-A-D-D, bad. Right, Blaxz, come now. Give your opinion now there, my dear.
No. I was asking about the board because there's a topic we need to get to. And I don't want us to miss it.
We're going to get to that right now. Do you want me to wheel us in? Topic number 4.
I just wanted to see the board again.
All right. Watch it. Woo. Dancehall
right.
on the decline, question mark.
All right. So, yeah, that's what I was waiting for, and that's what I wanted to see, because this is something that I think we need to talk about, because I don't think that everybody is looking at it at the same lens, perspective, whatever you want to call it. And
correct.
I think that might be a big part of the problem. But I definitely, we do need to talk about this, because you've seen what's happening with Japan. You see what's happening in Germany. Mighty Crown is retiring, and they're all saying the same thing.
Right. Now, Roddy, how about you start? What do you think? Rodigan hey, for a man that chat enough, you know, the first time I hear you silent, boy, don't play like you trying to fix no chords and thing, you know. But hold on, actually, before we get into this topic, I want to say something about the diverse situation quickly, and then we're going to go on. I have been seeing the comments under Brandon Gomez's video where he basically talked about Diverse getting hit with the microphone, and I am in shock of the magnitude of people that are in defense of this man hitting Diverse in her face. I am disgusted. I am disappointed. I don't even want to go down because I go down. I don't think I can come back up when I'm done. Like, how the hell can you guys justify this man hitting this girl in her face with a microphone? I do not fucking understand you people. I don't care what was going on in the crowd. I don't care how, if people were liking her song or not. I don't give a shit about this kind of stuff. The man walks on the stage and he takes the microphone from her. He's not slated to perform. There's a reason that no one knows who he is. He was not slated to perform. He was denied before saying he was drunk. People, you cannot sit here and condone this type of bullshit in our society. Something has to be wrong with you that you look at that video and be like, well, you want to fight with a man and that's what you got. Are you crazy? This man came on and disrespected her. Took the mic. You can see that they're struggling for it. Then tries to push her out the way, like, move, ease out the way. She pushed him back. And because he was overly drunk, when he started to fall, he threw the microphone and hit her and bust her in her face. How the fuck do you guys arrive at this? She deserves that. Like, this is, like, Like, I'm beyond livid. How the hell can you side with this man? What is wrong with you people? Oh, because it's a guy, so he should have just pushed her out of the way, and then she should have just took that and just done nothing. He wouldn't have pushed Valiant out of the way. If he did, he would have got his ass whooped. He wouldn't have pushed ISIS or none of these other guys out of the way. So because she's a woman, why is this always some gender bullshit? Then this guy's talking about if Toronto heard
because
my
she's a woman. Yeah,
if Toronto heard my song, if Toronto heard my if Toronto heard my song, what makes you people think? No, hold on, let me cuss. Let me cuss and get it off. What makes you fucking people think that you're so entitled? Because you're an artist, that does not mean we have to listen to you. It does not mean we have to pay attention to you, follow you. We don't have to answer your DM in our motherfucking inbox. We don't owe you nothing.
Oh, this is what Chris Rock calls selective outrage, okay? You're thinking in an 80s and 90s frame of mind. This is 2023. Gender, all these crying, they're always gonna find a reason. Everybody's always right. So
what makes a rap scrab?
It doesn't make sense. We didn't say it made sense. It doesn't. Don't you see what's going on in society? It doesn't have to make sense. Everybody's right.
No, it was just listening to him explain himself, like, oh, because remember, I'm a big artist, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're nobody, bro. Like, shut the fuck up, man. What do you mean? So because you think you have some song that the world needs to hear, you have the right to come and interfere with someone's performance, and then nah, dog. Like, I don't even know how he's not whooped up right now, because I'm telling you, I don't want to even get involved, because Diverse's man is there and he will handle that. But if they need backup, call me, I'll come, because I'll give him, like, how do you sit and talk about your song and you're an artist and your mother them need food. So your mother needs food, so you're beating up on another woman that just had a baby? You people are so fucking clueless, integrityless, moralless. Your costume looks good, but when you hit the first bend on the highway, all the beads are gonna fall off. You're full of shit. None of you ain't gonna make it nowhere out here. You gonna fuck with the wrong person, and you gonna get two in your belly. I'm telling you that. Because had you done that to my face, you wouldn't even... Let me tell you something. Don't go around fucking doing stuff like this to people. Not everybody's gonna try to be respectful and diplomatic about it. I'll come shoot your ass up if you did some shit like that to me. I'll be like, Blaxz, go get my CIBC visa on my step in my house. My key is at the 2 neighbors down. Go bail me out. I'ma get bail. Tyrone Blackburn's my lawyer. Stop fucking around innocent people, bruh. We cannot live like this. We cannot build on top of this. That girl did nothing to nobody. And in the comments, oh, well, she deserved that. She looked for that. Fuck you. Go look for your father. Not the one that your mother called name. The other man named that called him.
We live in a woke generation where everybody is going to always devil's advocate and take everybody else's side. For some reason, the time we live in, we overlook what is right and what is wrong and what makes sense. And we try to understand why your fuckery makes sense. That's the time we live in. And sometimes we just have to accept it.
Well,
so that's why I keep telling you, stop reading the comments. Because
no. This one wasn't a comment, but this one, I have to... I just felt the need to defend the verse on this one, because it's like, oh, well, she shouldn't. Me, if you think you come with your drunk ass rub up on me, I'm supposed to just let you come and push me out the way? Nah, bruh. Yo, you gonna fuck with the wrong motherfucker, man. Your belly gonna be at Mount Sinai, and you gonna be at fucking Scarborough General, nigga, one day. Stop playing around out here. Then talking about, oh, I have to look at my mom and this person needs money. And yo, shut the fuck up. Every one of us is in the same situation. Blaxz and I grew up in the same area, and we found our way out the right way. Stop making it seem like you gotta bust people's face up with microphones because you're looking to help your mom. Shut the fuck up, man. You probably beat the fuck out your mom when time come too. You're trying to make it seem like you have some real reason. All of us is out here looking it. We are all out here looking. Junior Rodigan is looking it. Look at his hair color. He's not no young dude, and he's still looking it, and he's still pushing forward. The right way. He throws events in Boston, Trinidad versus Barbados, and like he's not on the phone. Hi, this is Mr. Walker. You won the lottery. We all are looking it. We don't come from nowhere. None of us come from nowhere. You know what I mean? And we trying to find a way out. But don't make excuses while you bust up a girl's face because you mama need money. Get out of here with that bullshit, man. Little weak ass, weak heart, little nigglets, man. You the first set of people that drop out someone's ass, bruh.
This is gonna get worse, Babbzy. I spoke about this the last time I was here briefly. One of the things that's gonna be topic of conversation between now and the next 2-3 years in the music business, Jamaican music business, is a lot, at least over almost 24 brand new, young, many of them are talented, female artists.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are very well known. Shensia, who I think history will show, she will be the next Shaggy.
Mm-hmm.
Just time will prove it. But you have many others that are coming up. People know them, like Coffee, Jay the Kingdom, Moyan, etc. And you have so many young ones that are like turning 18, 19, 20 now that nobody knows. But I hear them, they're talented, they're working on some really good music. What's going to happen, and Blaxz can tell me if he disagrees. A lot of the selectors in this music business, whether they're on the radio or in the club or both, are not women, they're men. And the way we present the music traditionally, the way the quote-unquote culture, dancehall culture says you got to present the music, you have to make speech. You can't just play tune like you're doing Amapiano or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you make them speech, those speech have to have certain attitude that come with them. When you say, me I go play a gal segment, me I go play a gal tune, everybody just immediately thinks, okay, gal tune, most of them are going to be about sex, right? There's no such terminology as say, may I go play an empress segment. There's no category for when Jay the Kingdom sings the songs about last night someone put something in my drink and was trying to like rape me. Or when she says execution for pedophile, execution for them, pussy hole, you're trying to put your hand on a 4-year-old. You know what I mean? Like there's no category for some of the songs that Jay the Kingdom sings. So when are those songs going to get played? When women make songs like where they're dissing their love interest who dissed them or played them or beat them, like the Mary J. Blige type of modern song, who's going to play those on the radio or in a club? They don't even fit to play in a club because they're not happiness music.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're disturbing songs. So where are they going to get played? A lot of female artists are going to make powerful songs and they're not going to get the recognition they deserve. And you're going to have a lot of female artists who are going to have like issues, unfortunately. And I'm telling you, they're going to have like mental issues. And it's sad because we, just like how we all should have come to the defense of that lady online with our comments.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we protect these female artists because a music without female input is not going to last. One of the things that I want you to all address is dancehall decline, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, part of the decline of dancehall is because it didn't give women a fair voice. And I don't care how many women like the sex songs. There's just as many that don't even come to the dance because they don't want to just hear them all night long.
I never thought of
but
that.
They're a very silent majority. We don't hear from them.
Ricky Turbo, welcome to the conversation.
Big up, Ricky.
Yo, Ricky, what did I do to you? I haven't seen you for 3 weeks, bro.
We don't hear you. Oh Lord, what did he do? We don't hear you. We don't hear you.
Like, what's going on here?
Oh Lord have mercy. We don't hear him.
Hold on. Audio check 1, 2.
No, we hear you. Roddy, we hear you too. You moved. That's not where you was when we set up. That's what I'm saying. You moved this shit. There you are now. I hear.
Yo, Ricky. Tell me what I did wrong, man.
We hear you now, Ricky. But we like, is there a fan running?
You don't hear me.
Yeah, we hear you. But there's a fan running or something.
Babs, that's the wrong. That's the It's picking up the wrong microphone. All right, so hold on. It's picking up the wrong microphone. It's picking up the one on my laptop. Do you hear me better now?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clean now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
all
bring the
right. So
camera
it's the
down
same
a
thing
little
where I
bit.
don't hear myself.
Bring the camera down a little bit.
All right.
Right. Good now. Go on, Ricky. Start the convo.
All right. Blaxz, you didn't do me nothing, sir. Enough respect, man. I'm glad for city items still, you know? See, and my brethren, I don't know the guy's name, but I heard listening this evening.
Junior
and he's saying a lot
Rodigan.
of good things.
Junior
Junior Rodigan, this? Big
Yeah.
up yourself. Yeah. He's been saying a lot of things, and I've heard that name for many years, so it's nice to meet the guy still. Enough respect, Junior Rodigan, you know? For real. That point that he just made about the women in the dance hall is kind of very important still. There was a time when, of course, women was leading out dance hall to an extent, Lady Saw, right? But Lady Saw wasn't saying nothing conscious still, saying, oh Lord, please make a miracle to find this love of mine or something like that. She would give a 1-2 song like that. But Lady Saw never really said nothing uplifting neither in the business. Shensia, I was such a big fan till she did a tune. And I was a big fan of Shensia till she did the song about Lick Lick with Meg the Stallion. Coffee, everybody was a fan of Coffee until them find out said she had munch carpet and these things. Right? Me not care how it look. Everyone was a fan of Spice, but then Spice come down to Toronto and a wave LGB flag and Ricky Turbo start playing Spice. You understand? So I don't care how it looks. The influence of women in the dance hall has not been that significant since Sister Nancy them.
Rodigan, what you saying?
Since Tanya Stevens.
Oh, sorry. That's a good one. My bad. Since Tanya Stevens, yes. The women in the dance hall's influence, it's not like they're singing songs with Sizzla and done in the place on a conscious level. It's not like the women them are saying, women, can you guys stop having a bag of man and lower the body count and keep on yourself virgins and wear white on your weddings? It's not like they're saying anything like that. The women them are talking about their front, bro. The women them are talking about man we are stifling, what do you call them, trifling knickers and stuff like that. That's what the women them are talking about. I never heard a woman come on there and say, I love my husband. That's cool, yo.
I'm gonna write that song down. We're gonna do hardware. Make me a soca beat. I love my husband. I love my husband. I love my husband.
So big up the women them. Big up the women them in the dance hall still. Enough respect, yo. You know, but if they're using sexuality to sell, then to me it's not the same. It's like the artists them using gun thing for sell.
Okay, so
Why
Ricky.
am I echoing? Yeah.
So Ricky.
Yes.
So you agree in a dancehall we need negative things to make the thing go on.
Well, you know, like for me, dancehall has always been. Oh, you know what happened, Babs? I'm on Safari, not Google Chrome, so I think that could be something.
You see?
Yeah, I just realized that. So, ask me again, Blaxz. What did you ask me? Sorry.
All right. You see, as far as now, we're talking about females, the music that they're doing, and the music that they're doing that's hitting. So, as far as a man that wants a wholesome woman, these songs are negative, right?
Yeah.
And one sec, guys. Before I'm gonna add. Hold on. I'm gonna add Rodigan back. 1 sec. I want you guys to see the. Watch this. Watch out. Watch out. Look. 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 Don't play with me, man. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Babs, you say a gun for technology.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. All right, let me bring in Junior. He's ready now because he's coming back in. But hold on there. Let's see. Bring
man. Here. You know why? I don't want to discourse the whole the item what you're talking about and stuff.
No,
all the women that might get on my case on this.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that why in dancehall and how can we change it? Why is it that the negative stuff that as who we are as people, whether if you're a female, you don't want a gallus, but gallus is a big thing in dancehall. And if you're a man, you don't want, you understand? So why is it that the negative thing is what gets all the hype? Why we don't have the Empress segment?
Yeah. I mean, and what's the Empress then?
Why we don't have it and how can we change it? Because I'm the youngin around here as far as selecting. So just help me understand why the negativity part of it catch so much fire and how you can change that. So that way the girls them don't need to get BBL and puff out their lips. And you understand?
I talked to Spider from Supersonic today, and I asked him, because Supersonic is a sound from Germany, and I asked him about, is it true, is there a big decline in dancehall out in Germany and stuff like that? And he said yes. So that, like we were going back and forth, and he took one side of it, demographics and stuff, and I took a next side of it, talking about the artists them, I was blaming the artists them to an extent. And I think we both summed it up. He said it best, but we summed it up to social media and what's going on right now, and that common sense is no longer common anymore. And we summed it up that every person that speaks right, and I'm going to say his name, Andrew Tate, and just everybody, Kevin Samuels, like I'm from that side of town. Anybody that speaks the truth gets shut down. I mean, look what happened to Jamie Foxworthy. Half of us are saying that something happened to him. They did something to him. Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle. So I just believe that anybody that talks the truth nowadays gets shut down. And you have to gas these people, like gassing them, selling them a dream, is what is selling for real. They're selling themselves a dream and they're actually believing this dream. A lot of people, it's like putting on makeup every day as a woman. Sorry to say it again. You put on makeup every day and you think you're a 9 or a 10. And you sell yourself that dream every single day because you won't leave your house without makeup. So, are you really a 9 or a 10? Or are you really like a 4 and a 5? Like, my point is that common sense isn't common anymore, and nobody wants to hear the truth about themselves or the truth about a situation anymore. So how do we fix this in the dancehall? We were doing good. We had Janine. We were doing good with Coffee. But then you can't have a radical stance. You know how Jamaica is. You can't come out and say, yeah, chichi gal. You can't come out and say, yeah, munch carpet and these things and expect to have the same following
She
from
never
Jamaica.
said that, though.
Who cares? We know she is. I don't business. We know she is. Right? So my point is that me not gonna follow her no more. I stop play her music. It's just as simple as that. How do we fix it? Have article, wholesome women come into the dance hall and talk about article, wholesome thing that the consumers want to hear. Who are the consumers? The men them. Man them are the consumers of dancehall. Seeing? We want to hear something positive about ourselves. All of us are not gunman shift. All of us are not, a brrrr, right? Not all of us are bunks check, done yet. Some of us have university degrees and shit, bro. We want to hear positive stuff about guys from women. And none of the women are coming in and saying that, yo. Tell me who. And then when they finally do say it, we're going to find out to them a chichi gal. So then they lose people like me. Jack Hure did too much. Jack Hure did too much. I can't support Jack Hure no more. So let's just not shift topics. But my point is, Blaxz, how could we get a positive vibe? Is that positive women have to come in and say what they mean and mean what they say. And you can't tell people like Lady Sa, say you're gospel and Christian people, and then backslide next month and expect to hold on to Ricky Turbo as a fan.
All right.
I'm in the game too long.
All right, all right, all right. Wait, Babbzy, hold on, hold on. So now this whole convo with Dancehall Decline came in was because a couple of things happened. You saw the post with Germany saying it doesn't make no sense. And then
Right.
you see the thing with Japan, and then you see Michael Brown retiring.
Right.
Now, with, with these things happening internationally, with things like soca music, with things like Afro beats that is expanding at this moment internationally, the
Right.
question becomes, why is reggae and dancehall on the decline right now and everything up on an incline right now? That was the whole argument there.
Correct.
Now, hold on. Now, you see with Japan, you see with Mighty Crown retiring, based on what I read and seen and in interviews or whatever, they're basically saying that there's a time where like certain artists, they'll come. You see how the man them come to Canada and stuff for 3 months and stuff. They're not going to Germany for a month and lamping out and doing shows and meeting the people. When back in the days, the people they're going to Japan for a month, 3 months, and work in the area, building up their fans. And
Right.
that's not happening now. And now when
Right.
the artists them want 50 grand, 100 grand on a place they never did no work on, it's not the
Right.
as if Freddie said he wants 50 grand. And like Freddie, no disrespect, he probably wouldn't say 50 grand and he probably
Right.
would. But over the years, he's gone there and did shows and went to parties and work with the people them and see the people them and make relationships. And the new artists them, they're not doing that. You
Right.
get the views on YouTube where we find out today it's only $50, right? So they get $50 from YouTube and they charge you $50,000 now, right? And because Popcorn said he got $1 million to go to Kingston Fest, everybody wants something close to that, and it's mashing up the business. And then like when it comes down the line now, you have the international places, they're not interested. It's not in their tax bracket no more. And then now when you come to Clash now, certain songs don't make sense to Vice on dubplate, even though you really want them. And then
Right.
right now, how I feel right now, we're entering in a time where you have like, you know how you have your ska and rocksteady and Studio One and 90s, and you see this little 2019. We're about to have a phase of dancehall where you didn't even remember about it. It's never like in 10 years from now, 2030, you're not gonna hear about none of it. You're not even gonna remember because these songs right now they're not lasting, bro. And that if the artists them and some of them could last. And like, look, you see Byron, my boy, Taliban's, Miami, Kingston, St. Kitts, he's all over the place. He's around the place, working around with the people there. The artists them are doing that these days, bro. They're just charging big money and going where they can go, and their song lasts for 3 months, and that's the end of the business. That's the end. There's no musics really right now that are gonna last more than 3 to 5 years, and it's sad. And we're in a space right now that in 10 years from now, none of the songs we're playing right now in dancehall that are hot are gonna be played. It's gonna literally skip from like 80s, 90s, foundation, 2000s, and skip to 2030. Like literally. We're still playing Sizzler. Shabba Matapat is like how much years old and is fucking up every single dance all around the world. Tell me what song that came out in the last year. Tell me a song that came out 19 months ago that you guarantee me will get you a followed right now. Because I could tell you three Sanchez. I could tell you a verse.
True. True.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we
True.
build each other.
Definitely.
big up everybody. Skang, Skilly Bang. I big them all up. But everybody has a 1-1 song, bro. And we're in that time now where the music's fuck up. And if everybody doesn't kind of work together, dancehall is just gonna keep on. And that's why people are letting it go. That's why Germany's like, it doesn't make sense. This darkness and scammerness and shit, we don't even understand what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. I had a podcast I watched today. I think I sent it to you, Babs. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
I'm bringing it up now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The guy made a good point about when you think about African music and them thing there, you know, you think about that, you think a certain thing comes into your head. When you think about dancehall and reggae, a certain vision comes into your head. And, you know, one of the arguments that I like to use is that, boy, Jamaicans them are talking about the things that they see and what's going on around them, and they're just being expressive of their environment, let's just say in political terms, right? But then the guy said something on that podcast.
See argument twice,
right? He said something. He said that, yeah, you guys are going to watch it, but he said something that really triggered me and made me think twice about Nigeria and what goes on in Nigeria and then what goes on in their music. So yeah, if you want to run that, Babs, it's not too long, I don't think.
Yeah, like so.
Twitter. I raised a point, I think, one day on the podcast that this is how we know that some of the bullshit that some of them artists I say, them just a sing about what them see. And his email, which would equate to like the guns and the chopping and all them things. And I brought up the point that the scamming capital of the world is where?
Nigeria.
Yeah, you don't really hear them sing about scamming. At least that's the perception. I see somebody on Twitter say, I don't really know. Like, you don't understand the language, I don't really know.
No, yeah.
I don't give a fuck. The perception is key. The perception when people look for Afrobeats is what? Black excellence, opulence, what the black man can be, luxury.
Yeah.
That is the perception. Yes, some of them songs might have to do with some of this and some of them little thing that is native to their country and to their culture, right?
Yeah.
That I know everybody I could get. But the perception internationally, when them see Afrobeat and when them see the music video there, and when them hear the music, is opulence, black excellence. And it sound good and can groove too.
Yeah.
When them hear our thing now, what is the perception? Chopping, scamming, and we depressed as fuck. It used to be.
Right? Yeah, man. Right? It's true. Because I used to use the argument and say, why we are talking about things in our environment and what go down in Jamaica and the government's oppressing us and stuff. But look at the stuff that goes on in Nigeria, and the man them not talk about them things then and them song I say, yeah, right? So they're not, so that kind of debunked one of the argument then when me used to have all the while still was this little podcast show where you just show, yeah.
That's Nightly Fix. Oh, they're called the Fix now, sorry.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think, Roddy?
Well, where do I begin? Like Ricky, we've been in this thing as from youth in the 80s, you know. I remember what happened to the business when the slang thing rhythm coming. I was there. I used to go to a record shop every 2 days, you know. It changed everything. One of the things that it changed was, it's so funny because a Japanese toy keyboard, not even an expensive, it was a toy keyboard.
Casio.
Yeah. Casio CS101. It was a toy keyboard. Why? Well, it was a toy keyboard, but even if you didn't know it was a toy keyboard, Noel Davey, who's Power Man's brother, is the one who had it. And he was the one who found that preset heavy metal. It was a heavy metal groove preset on that keyboard. So a kid can just play it. Wayne Smith found it with him. They're messing around. They took it to King Jammy. King Jammy slowed it down because you had a pitch control thing. They slowed it down, but at the time, a lot of people listening might not been alive, but we was youth, right, Ricky? When the slang thing rhythm came out, before, when it was just under me slang thing, me under me, before Tonto Irie put out his song on it, right? Nobody knew in the dance how to ride that rhythm. It was too freaking fast. Now, if you say slang thing was too fast now, people are gonna laugh. Like, it's hard to imagine. But you gotta understand where we're coming. We're coming from when rhythms was like the speed of
King Tubby's and
zungus. No, not even zungu zungu zeng, like diseases and rough and rugged. We come in rough and rugged. We used to speed it up on the turntable, but the original recording wasn't really that fast. It was the English shoot them in 84, 1 year before slang thing. They double up the speed that they chat. You know.
Daddy Freddy and them.
Yeah, me bad, me cool, me wicked like me old, and then say me bad, me cool, me wicked like me old. Like they call it fast talking, but the rhythm was still slow. What slang thing did was it bring it faster. What was happening was what's been happening since Studio One and Rocksteady days, which is Jamaican music always imitates what's going on in American music. Studio One and Rocksteady was imitating soul music, Motown music, Stax music. Some of them were even singing over, like Alton Ellis, Delroy Wilson. You know, they were singing.
Bab's been saying this for a minute now. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, of course. So that's why we all love Beres Hammond. Generations, cross-generational people love Beres. Beres is a soul singer. He just sings soul songs on Studio One rhythms.
These arms of mine.
No, he tells soul story. He said like Double Trouble. I'm so tired, I wanna go home. Now look at me, it's 2:45. It's like blues music, but it's on Studio One rhythms that we all knew. Now let me come fast forward a little bit. One thing when you say dancehall, what Ricky said, when you say dancehall, we all picture something and we all imagine something audio, like the audio that we imagine.
Visual.
It has certain elements in it that everybody takes for granted. One of them, when we say dancehall, we think of a rhythm. What does a rhythm has to have? A bass line. It has to have a bass line that drives the rhythm, not just the drums, the bass line. Because the answer rhythm that we all love, it just starts with bum 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 bum. There's no
respect, disrespect in all aspects.
You know, right. So bass line. And then 95% of dancehall rhythms, the biggest rhythms, have also a phrase, whether it's pa 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 da, or pa da 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 pa pa da pa pa.
Hand section.
You know, or just the 2-chord thing like the tuning rhythm, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. You know what I'm saying? Something. The first rhythm that didn't have any kind of a phrase was the slang thing, because it was really a rock and roll groove off a Casio keyboard machine. But you fast forward to today's music, which we, not me, everybody in the world says dancehall, right? A song like Silence by Popcorn, a song that Babbzy just played by the youth from Trinidad, right? None of these songs have a bass line that you can recognize. No matter how long you listen to the tune, you can't hum that bass line because it's played in a way where it's not going to be distinguishable. It's a groove. It's not a rhythm. It's a groove. So my thing is, if you want to go and buy vegetables, you don't go to Home Depot. They sell they sell shit for construction workers. If you want to buy, nails and stuff, you don't go to your local supermarket because they sell fruits. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, one of the things that we have done, before I talk about why dancehall is in decline because of its own doing, but one of the mistakes that we're making now is that because we do it, the rest of the world follows. Just because something doesn't sound like ska, Ricky, or rocksteady, or reggae Blaxz, we just call it dancehall. That's lazy. And I blame that on the journalists. I blame that on the new generation. Why? Because the generation of youth in Trinidad who were making music like not
Hi,
like
Serenity.
produced it. and Popcorn sang it, or Andrew Blaxz produced it and Tommy Lee sang it. They made their music like that, but guess what? After a while, they decided that we can't have them calling this Trini soca. I'm sorry, Trini dancehall. So what did they say? We're gonna call it
Trini
We're
bad.
gonna call it Trini bad. So right at the beginning, 2 words, very very nice and simple, like punk rock steady. You know what I'm saying? R&B. Trini, that means it's coming from Trinidad. So even somebody from Grenada or Barbados or Schenectady wants to make it, it's still Trini. They have to be Trini, right? Or they influenced by Trini. And because we're all bad man, now whether we're talking about street gunning down each other or we're talking about how we deal with females, we are bad man. We do it with a bad man attitude. So we just call it Trini bad. Just like how in Africa, they called it Afro beats with an S instead of Afro beat, which is what Fela Kuti was making. But they put like a pin in the map and they said, this is where this music is from, right? Dancehall was a place, right? Dancehall was never a genre. It was never a name given to a genre. Dancehall was a place because if
we would go to the dancehall. Yeah,
you go to the dance because if you're a singer, Burning Spear as a youth growing up, or Tabby Diamond, right, who was with the God rest his soul,
Mighty Diamonds,
or say Joseph Hill from Culture. If you when you were young, when they were growing up, they would have 2 or 3 youths come with them and they would sing in a corner and they would work on their harmonies because everybody had to be a harmony group. Burning Spear was a harmony group at the beginning, right? Just like the doo-wop guys, right? Heptones and so on. Very few were started off just solo. Not even Ken Booth and Delroy Wilson started off solo. They ended up being solo. My point is, those roots artists, Rasta artists especially, they all got signed. They were doing shows all over Europe, all over America. They were on tour with a band. But there was a bunch of youth in the ghetto, especially like Firehouse and them place there, Waterhouse, that they weren't going to work with a band and none of that. Barrington Levy, Half Pint, Puddy Roots. So what do you call them back then? Dancehall singer. Little John. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Minott was like one that did both, right? Tenor Saw was a dancehall singer. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the dancehall now became a genre. And after a while, the DJ them come in now. After you, Roy, and Big Youth and them man, right? So now it just gets called dancehall music. But fast forward to now, or even say like after 2014, 15, when some of the real young youth them have this software, Fruity Loops or whatever, and they're making their own rhythms, right? And the energy is no longer there. I'm not talking about like when Equinox made Stab Out, you know, for Idonia or Step Out for Busy. No, there was still an energy to that passa music, right? But the energy is not in this down like this mellow grooves like the Trinidad grooves that the producers in Jamaica are making now too. Like Black said before you come in, Ricky, the music itself is dark. So if you send me that track as an artist and I'm going to voice on it, I get this dark feel. So I go make a song that matches the feel of the music, right?
Well, let me cut you for a sec. Yeah, because I was watching
a
thing
with just one other thing.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, Afrobeats, right? Afrobeats is lavish. That's the word I call it. When you hear Afrobeats, you feel this like the brethren in the Fix just said, you know, opulence. It's lavish. The music has this rich, like everything about it is high definition, right? When you hear dancehall from the past, from the Bounty Killers and the Beenie Man when they were clashing, even the Shabarangs, Wicked in Bed is like grimy, but it's Jamaican grimy. It's different than Bronx grimy or Eglinton Ave grimy or you know, Boston or wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's a different than hip hop. But there was a time when Rocksteady imitated soul, then dancehall start imitate gangster rap, and now these youth are imitating the trap artists, and trap has nothing to do with real hip hop. We already know that.
All right. Well, just quickly to add to that is that Major Macro was doing an interview speaking about this decline of dancehall business, and what he said was very important. As a producer, them nowadays, they're just making beats. They're not making rhythms. Cause back in the days with Mafia, Fluxy, Steely, and Clevie, and King Jammies and the crew and stuff, right? Bobby Digital them, they would always have like a player of instruments in the studio. One of them can play a bass. Some of them are playing actual drums. Some of them are doing actual playing the horns, blowing the horns while they're making the beat. The beat them don't have no soul anymore. There's no real personal input from an actual human being in the beats anymore. It's just all digitalized. So it's just beats now. It's just beats. It's not rhythms anymore. Rhythms where a man know how to play the bass and he made the percussion or something on the computer, and you have the regular actual bass player or the horns player going along with the studio recording, and then they put it all together. You know, almost like how the live bands do all live band and no studio pre-recording. So like they used to blend it back in the days, the big producers them. So there was an actual true feeling of the original Barrington Levy bass line from Ganja, Stand Up and Smoke Me Ganja Pipe. That bass line was made by Steely from Steely and Clevie. So that's the same bass line he used for Double Trouble. Barris's Double Trouble is the couscous rhythm. But I'm just saying that's the same musician who made both of those bass lines. There's a feeling about it that makes it so great, and that's a Steely and Clevie production, or that's a King Jammy's production, or that's King Tubby's. You can hear a true sound man at least can hear. Just listen to it and you can hear who the producer is. Nowadays, everybody's just making beats and you can't tell the difference, you know? So they're just making beats, just rhythms, guy. Just like some like a plang, tiki, tiki, and it's a rhythm. And then mans are jumping all over it. There's no more, it's a beat. There's no more rhythms. So I just wanted to add that because it's very important. It's not just the artists them imitating America. It's also the producer them selling out the reggae music, selling it out for a quick buck, so to speak, you know, and some social media fame. Yeah, man.
What do you think,
But
Blaxz?
hear this now, right?
Sorry?
Go ahead, Blaxz.
Can I hear Blaxz? I can't hear Blaxz.
I don't hear him either. We don't hear you anymore.
No, you see, from Intent said the whole thing about the TikTok thing. I don't know if you caught it the other day. But
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
they don't care about sound man or DJs or nothing. From your song hit on TikTok, you see, I realized that's the mind frame of like the nowadays artists. There's nothing, because I'm a sound man. There's nothing really more for me to say. I just gotta work with what I do.
Doom.
Now here's my issue with that, and this is what loops back to sometimes where I feel people don't necessarily understand what's transpiring. So you have one of the top dancehall artists saying that they don't care about selectors, that TikTok is gonna push their song, this, that, and the other. Now when you see this same person perform, right? Intense is not performing at the level of a top of a top artist, right?
No,
he's
not at all.
performing at the level of a entry level artist, or even worse. So yeah, you have your big song, and TikTok made your song big, but because you cannot perform, you're not getting the bookings in the Japans and the Germanys who are coming back and saying dancehall is on the decline. So TikTok is not replacing people going to an event to watch you perform. You're not there because you can't perform. And that's the biggest part of the issue with dancehall. These new artists, they're not good performers. And because they're not good performers, they're not getting bookings. And because they're not getting bookings, somebody has to get the booking. That's how soca is involved now. Soca is not involved with dancehall in any other way, but it's a alternative to the lack of strength in these artists' ability to perform and interview and meet and greets and all this other stuff that they just refuse to do. So that's how soca has gotten into the mix. Soca was not a part of the mix.
But it brings us back again to the $6,400 for the million views. Because if he's using TikTok, boy, Ricky, why you laughing?
Because I heard you guys talk about this earlier. Yeah, with
yeah, because the man saying, yo, from his things gone on TikTok, he can care less if a sound man plays this song. That's what the man's saying. So
I know, that's
in my opinion, if your things got on TikTok, is it because of popularity or because you just got the next $1 million?
Social media influence is not money. It's
I'll tell you
influence.
straight. If I'm an artist and I got $1 million on TikTok and nobody played my song in any party, I wouldn't give a shit.
That's because
But
you haven't. That's a no integrity flex. Integrity.
But that's the
is
that's the issue. That's a part of the issue.
Listen, don't get it twisted. When an artist reach a certain level, bro, it's for accolades and money and fame, guy. Don't do that.
No, but a lot of these artists don't like music. They're just getting involved in it because they think there's money.
Does
The same
Chronix
way.
like music? No. Does Chronix like music? When you first hear about Chronix, does he like music?
Yeah, I think so.
Where's Chronix's career right now as far as...
That's because he wants to be Malcolm X.
Yeah,
That's
but
because
he's
he wants to
good
be Martin
now.
Luther King.
He's rich now. He doesn't have to care.
No, that's because he wants to start preaching instead of singing. Just sing. Just sing. Just sing. Let Curry, the chief of the Maroons, do all that. That's what he's supposed to do. That's his job.
If a man made $1 million on TikTok, and my song never played in a party one time, I wouldn't care either. And
but
honestly, because how today is, it's not like back in the days where you sell 45s and sell albums and whatever. It's different now, so they get their money different ways.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay. And I'm bringing this in just so you can understand because I'm in the middle. There's a love for the music that Machel has, that Bungie has, that Lil Rick and Patrice, and like every one of those top soca acts, they carry soca on their back. That is what leads their decisions, the genre, right? Dancehall, what leads their decisions is the individual.
No, watch this. I'm gonna use Bounty Killer and I'm gonna use Busy Signal as an example.
But they're veteran. I don't mean them. I mean like the pop. So Popcorn is one of the more influential dancehall acts, right?
But in all fairness, Babbzy, you use Marshall and Bungie them. Those guys.
Okay, let's go back then too. Okay, so let's look at Nyla Blackman. That's a preppy.
Hear what I'm saying.
Go.
Busy Signal made enough hits and has enough fans that when he puts out music, whether the song hits or not, these amount of people are gonna guarantee stream the song, which puts money in his pocket. You see, Bounty Killer, he does dancehall music because he loves it. He puts on artists because he loves it. Just the other day, a man paged him to get his public. You understand?
Understood. So that's why I want to say let me bring the context where I think it should be. So if you even look at intermediate level artists, right? So let's look at anyone that's from 2013 and on. Like, so you look at Popcorn, and then you look at Skinny Fabulous and Lyrical. Like, these guys love the music way more than Popcorn loves dancehall. And they move in a way to protect soca. Popcorn does not protect dancehall.
Yes,
at all.
You're pointing out. No,
see, that's what
I don't agree though. Tell me why. I'll tell you why I don't think he protects dancehall. I'll tell you why. But go.
I see your point, but you picked on the wrong guy.
No, but here's what I see. When you go on a video and you're like, tell Sharon Burke and Shaggy for suck out them mother, and then you turn. Hold on. Listen. I want you to hear the point. Then the issue is TJ. You didn't want TJ on the Burna Boy show because you and TJ are not friends. TJ is the strongest intermediate artist in dancehall right now.
No, that
he is the strongest. So you're making something personal trump the music.
No,
So
that's not how I look at
any
it.
different? How's that any different than when Beres says, "I'm not performing on any show like Best of the Best, any festival, if Glenn Washington's also going to be there"?
That is that's fuckery.
Okay,
That is bullshit.
No, wait. So,
Barris Hamid, why are you doing that to Glenn Washington, Barris?
listen,
You're too big of an artist to do that. Glenn Washington is an exceptional singer. You should not even be threatened by him. He
Okay,
should be able
I'm
to
not
perform
gonna put
after you or before you.
I'm
the
not.
late
I'm
nin-
not
in the
gonna. I'm
late
not gonna put
90s,
this on the Bears side. I'm not gonna put this on the Bears side. But you see, like when you're talking about like Popcorn and TJ and all these guys, you see, Popcorn to me, it's not that he doesn't love dancehall. He's at a level where if he puts out a song, a certain amount of people are gonna stream it. If
Okay.
Bears puts out a song, a certain amount of people are gonna stream it and
Okay.
listen. Guaranteed money. So now when you put Glenn Washington in the mix, he might take away a little bit of that.
But then that's what I'm trying to tell you. What is the point of being on a team and you drop 50 points for the night and you lose? You understand what I'm saying?
Great point. Can I explain that now? All right. Going back to what I was going to talk about before, but I'm glad it came full circle to this. Whether you know the history of Jamaican music or you don't, no matter how well you know it or how little you know it,
Right.
you can agree that Jamaica is a little country in the Caribbean. They sing about it all the time. But culturally, because of reggae music, actually ska music first, right? Because ska had a huge following in England. They called it blue beat before reggae was even born, right?
Okay.
So Jamaican music is a cultural superpower. Meaning anywhere you go in the world and you say reggae or you say Jamaica, they will say Bob Marley before
Bob Marley.
they say
Right.
Usain Bolt, right?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Now, and even if you just say we're from the Caribbean, some people who don't know that the Caribbean is various islands, they will just say, "Oh, Bob Marley, reggae." You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, fast forward to now, we're a nation with 100 million population. Nigeria
150. We're going, yeah.
is basically leading the pack, right? In global black music with Afro beats. Right next door to Nigeria, you got Ghana, who make exactly same sounding Afro beats, but nobody considers Stone Boy a wicked Afrobeats artist. By the way, he's a brilliant reggae artist too, and he's the
But
most
because he's
versatile
but that's
African
not
artist.
fair though. That's not fair because Shatta Wali and Stone Boy and those men are the original dancehall men that were rejected as well. So they never branded in Afrobeats. That's why they're not seen as
course.
Afrobeat stars because they've
No,
been
but
already
here's my
branded
point.
as dancehall.
Here's
You
my
understand? Go on.
Africa is a continent, right? Right. There was an African brother called Awilo. I went to see Awilo like in the early 2000s. He came to this club, and I had to see him because I heard of him. The place was full of Africans. I think he was from Zaire or something, right? He's singing in his language. There were Nigerians there. There were people from Ghana there. There were people from Sierra Leone. There were people from South Africa I knew. And they all loved Awilo. They knew his songs. But not everybody knew what he was saying. It was just Africa supports African music. Always
Right.
has. Right? The Caribbean has always had, like, you go to Trinidad, you go to Barbados, some of the greatest shows, reggae shows, with roots artists and lovers rock artists are kept in Barbados. What's it called? Reggae on the Hill?
Yeah.
Right? And then they just had Buju, Beres
Yeah.
and Luciano in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Why can't that show take place in Jamaica? They had Buju and Beres, but where was Buddy Lucy at that intimate thing? Where was Lucy? Why wasn't he part of that? So what I'm trying to say is, when you say Popcorn didn't want TJ, whoever put that Buju show with Beres didn't want Lucy there. You know why? Because Lucy, could be argued, is better performer now than both Buju and Beres. He'll mash up the place. And if he's going to come before you all, he's going to set the bar so high in terms of vibes that when you come, it's going to be hard to reach that vibe. Now, I'm not saying that's why Popcorn didn't want TJ there. But let me tell
No,
you
they had
something
it's a
about
personal
Popcorn. Hold on.
issue. It was
Let
a
me tell
personal
you-
issue why he didn't
let
want
me
them
tell you
there.
something about Popcorn, where I said Popcorn supports the foundation dancehall more than any one of his peers. Popcorn went to Not Nice and said, I want to sing over a Garnet Silk song. And on the Not Nice album, if you listen, Popcorn
Yeah.
sings over Garnet Silk, A Place in Your Heart.
Place in your heart. Yeah,
And
I did a review
not
on
only
it.
not only does he sing it, he also adds his own to it with a DJ segment. He DJs, he sings and then he DJs. He DJs in a Euro style. He doesn't DJ in a Popcorn style. And then on the album, the first album that he did on Drake's label, with all the chain and stuff, I forgot the name of the album. A lot of selectors, sound man, don't even know. He did a song on the Misensi rhythm on that album.
Right.
Nobody has it on dub. Nobody has it on dub because he gave you a tune which is actually can be translated into a dub play tune with just a change, put your name in it, and it becomes dub. Like, not one big sound I've heard has Popcorn on the original on the Misensi singing the song that he already recorded on the Misensi. So we've come to a point where dancehall, which has been on decline for me, because I've been a selector since '87, right? Played alongside every big name you want to say. I wasn't.
Yours from what year, Ricky? 89, right?
89.
Yeah, okay.
Right. But when you look back at it now, not while we were living it, but when you look back at it now, you could argue, I'm not saying everybody got to believe me, the things that made dancehall unique during the era that we call the golden era, say 86 to 98 for me, the things that made dancehall unique, the rhythm thing, the dub plate thing, you know, the DJ passing the mic around and singing on the same version thing, standing on next to the operator, right? All of them things have contributed to the decline of dancehall today. Why? Because there was too much regurgitation of the same thing, but it sounded good. So we put up with it and we kept pushing it. But the business never had a proper structure. From Studio One, there's Alton Ellis complain about Sir Cox and Dodd, thief him. Leroy Sibbles, the man who played all the bass lines that we love, said he was thief by Cox and Dodd. Cox and Dodd said Chris Blackwell and Iron Records thief him. You know what I'm saying? Every producer says VP Records thief them.
All them is thief.
It goes back to what we said, Babs, where I said that Jamaica's government has to step in. Jamaica's government has to regulate dancehall. It's the only way.
Yeah, you jump like 5 hurdles from what I was going to get. It's a cultural. The music of Jamaica is like a cultural asset. It's like whatever is their biggest export in terms of commodities. But they don't view it because the music is from at the end of the day, reggae and dancehall are always from the ghettos of Jamaica. And the politicians are never going to champion what the ghetto youth them singing about. Whether it's violence, pum pum, suffering, righteousness, Rastaman, they're never going to champion any of those things.
But that's that's part of the problem, though. But go Blaxz, go ahead, Blaxz. Go ahead.
I hate to be that guy, but when you say the government needs to step in, stepping in do what? Like what do you expect the government to do?
All right, for example, we trust Bounty Killer, right? So if the government gave Bounty Killer a position within, like some power to actually regulate the industry, he gets to choose who regulates it and how it's regulated, and he gets to choose a committee of people to regulate it. I wouldn't trust the current Portia Simpson or whoever, but if they were to put somebody who we trust in a position, then I would have a little more faith in it. You have to remember there was one time that the Soundman fraternity looked like it was about to get regulated, and Rosa was part of it. And what's the lady that was managing Elephant Man? Rest in peace. What's her name? She was bun up. She had some bun up on her. I forgot her name. Rest in peace. But her and Weepo from Stone Love and a few other bigwigs were taking money from sounds all over the world, and they were going to regulate the industry, and it seemed like it was coming along, and then it just fell apart. My point is that we don't have any form of regulation. Look at the dub plate situation. The dub plates, the artists, them are just flying off their tails saying whatever they want.
My point is that nowhere in the world is that a thing.
Is what a thing?
What you're talking about? Nobody
regulation.
for pop music, for rock and roll, there's nobody regulating anybody's music.
Yes,
So
yes. The record
aspect
industries regulate the industry. The record, what's his name? What's the my youth name from Def Jam? Russell Simmons and a few others regulate the hip hop industry, right? Tony Metallo and those bigwigs, they're the ones that regulate the whole entire music industry through the record labels.
They don't regulate it. They control it and set the rules for how they want it to go.
They set the rules and regulations. So
Yeah,
I'm just trying to say we don't have. Well, what I mean by government, what I said last week was that reggae music, dancehall, needs to be like the CRTC is what I was putting it to. It needs a governing body. It needs a governing body. It's like, it can't be one government in Jamaica because dancehall reggae music is a worldwide thing. It needs literally like a governing body that this is what they do in Spain with reggae music. And these are the rules because of Spain, how reggae music should be governed. This is what they do in America is different than what they do in Iceland. But reggae music is playing in all of these places, and there's no governing body to put the artists them under manners, for example. Why are we paying US dollars for dub plates when we live in Canada and only make Canadian dollars? Some kind of regulation should be able to help that.
That's the only culture that does that. It's like, so this is not for it to go how we want it to go, it's not a government thing. That's my point. Because
I don't really mean government. We need a governing body.
I don't know, guy. We need a better.
The same way that there's a Academy of Recording Arts that has the Grammy Awards. You know, they do a lot of work. It's just that the Grammys is their award show that gets primetime TV coverage, and then they give awards for anything from classical music to film music and reggae category, etc., etc. What I think Ricky was saying is that we need a governing body that creates a structure and supports that structure, because right now everything from the 60s to now has been kind of upside down. The only time the music had some structure was when Chris Blackwell, no matter what people think of him, signed a lot of Rasta acts to the Island Records label.
He's getting an award this week, I think, too. Yeah, go on.
But here's the thing, Blaxz, right? What can they actually, the government can do something, and let me tell you what that is. Create a governing body, call it the Jamaican whatever music,
and like I said, put Bounty or somebody we trust at the head of it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Bounty Bounty says a lot of stuff now that makes great sense. But when Bounty was at the peak of his career, he was notorious for not showing up or showing up very late to the venue with 10 minutes left. He did that in Boston more than a few times. One time we had a show with him, paid big money, and Bounty never even showed up. We never got our money back. We had to run down Julian for how long? We still never got our money back, really. But I don't want to name anybody, but I'm just saying.
Bounty, give back the people their money.
Yeah, but listen, no, but you know, Bounty's cool, because at the end of the day, Bounty did make sure that we weren't like ripped off, but at the time he couldn't come. But anyway, my point is this, right? Right now in Jamaica, what's the thing that's missing a lot is that there's a lot of artists, there's a lot of entities, whether they're solo artists, there are some bands out there, and there are people like Romish. Romish had at one point Shensia, TJ, Ding Dong. Now Romish has Shensia, Ding Dong, and I think Valiant is now part of his management company. Yeah. Fatis, God rest his soul. Fatis had Lucy, Sizzler, Sizzler. After that, Devon, Fifth Element, went and copied Fatis, and he had Richie Spice, Chuck Fender, and Anthony Cruz, and the backing singer was a future star called Etana. Right? But the problem right now in Jamaica that I see is there's not enough good managers. There's a lot of good road managers. We can travel with you and make sure they collect your money and make sure the sound check, the microphone is working, and make sure no one's bothering you before you walk on stage and come off the stage because security's there. That's just road manager. There's nobody directing your career and say, yo, this video we're going to make, right? We can't make it here. Let's go to this location. Let's spend the extra money and go do it in like Savannah. Savannah went to Africa to make the video for If Only You Knew. You know what I'm saying?
I see, not to
Protege
cross you,
and then
but
do that.
I see a lot of people saying gatekeepers in the industry.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does that
My
mean?
thing is this: it's the same gatekeepers, though.
What
It's the
gate-
same
what gate?
gatekeep.
But what
What?
gate?
No,
What gate?
no. There's a gate. They've just the people at the gate are just they've changed the
There's-
criteria.
But that's the whole thing. There's no more gate. There's no
There
more
is a gate. No, there's gatekeepers. Listen, let me break it down. Let me show you. Let me show you.
What's the gate? You tell me.
Originally, the gatekeepers were producers, right? Because you can't
Back
just walk
then.
up in.
Oh, yeah,
well, yeah.
back then.
Okay, no, but listen, it's still
Sound man.
sound man, right? Selectors playing the music, right? And media, right? That's what it would have been back in the day. Those are the gatekeepers: producers, sound man, and media, right?
Soundmen are not in the gatekeeper.
Yeah, they are. Well, yes, they are.
Give me
Hold on.
1 second.
Hold on.
Sound man were the first artist managers. Yeah, man. Go on.
Now listen. It's the same gatekeepers now. It's just that the criteria of who they're keeping out the gate has changed. So back in the day, in 1993, when Beanie and Bounty are headlining Sting and Clashing, Amari could have done whatever. She was not going to get on that stage. The same exact promoter is putting her on the stage in 2023, right? 30 years later, it's the same Lang, the same Heavy D. They've just changed the criteria of who they'll let on. Hold on. One sec, Blaxz, one sec. It's the same Winford Williams and Anthony Miller who back then would have never let half of these artists sit down on their stage and talk about being artists. It's the same gatekeeper. It's just that now Winford and Anthony will allow Amari and Queenie to come and sit and talk about being artists. 30 years ago, nothing they could have lit their house on fire. They would not have gotten on stage. They would have not gotten on Entertainment Report. But it's the same gatekeeper. It's the same exact gatekeeper, but they've just changed their criteria of who they're letting in and out of the gate, right? Producers, it's still the same producer having to record an artist. Maybe it's not Sly and Robbie and Fatis, but it's the same concept. It's just that these producers will record anyone now. When back in the day, you had to be able to sing, you had to be able to hold a note, ride rhythms, and do all kind of thing. Now these producers, they don't even care if you can ride a rhythm or not. So it's the same gatekeeper.
They're getting paid. Yeah.
They've just they're just taking the $5 at the gate now and letting you and the man them go into the dance, but then you and the man them go and mash up the dance. Instead of just going in the dance and behaving your goddamn self. You paid the $5, you're not supposed to be there, but now you've gone in and you fuck shit up. That's just what it is. It's the same people. It's the same gate. It's just the criteria to get in the gate is different.
No, I disagree. There's no gate no more.
There's a
no
gate.
There's
a gate.
There was literally a person called the gate man at the studios, remember? He watched the gate.
Yeah.
And
Shelter.
first you had to get from the other side of the gate, the street side of the gate, into the compound, and then hang around enough for some producer say, come in at the room, come in at the booth, and let's go voice you. You know? Anybody who ever been to mixing lab jammies can tell you that. Am I lying?
Arrows. Arrows.
No, so I know what you're saying, and I get what you're saying, Junior.
But no, because, okay, like, let's go to, I'm going to say myself. When I first heard the name Valiant, right, and I heard the song Saint Mary, I went and checked Valiant page, right? And I remember seeing one tune from Valiant before then, and it was a one-drop tune, right? And I said, how long this kid been around? And it's clearly like from 2018, and it's a one-drop tune. Let me see what it is. It's called Time Is What I Want. When you go listen to Valiant sing Time Is What I Want, the kid can sing, Blaxz. And it's a one-drop tune. And for 2-3 years after that, he keep coming with music that was clean. You know, he dabbled in slackness and stuff, but he wasn't like going all out. And then he put out a tune, I think it was, what was it? Yeah, about Mama. Mama Don't Worry. In January of 2022. And then in August of that year, he come out with Saint Mary. Totally different sound. Totally like said to himself, you know what? I'm just going to do what everyone else is doing. Like meaning the popcorns and you know, the skilly bangs and, you know, the chronic laws. Because I can do that. and I'm gonna sing about lewd stuff, and I'm gonna sing about rude stuff and badness and stuff. And look where he is now. Who let Valiant in, Babbzy? Which gatekeeper let him in? Because he wasn't getting no
The producers.
Anyone? No.
Nah.
Social
Nah.
media.
Hold
Social
on.
media made Valiant.
The producers.
No,
They're recording him.
Which producer?
No.
Which producer?
Time.
Who produced Valiant St. Mary? A nobody.
Well, Valiant is an actually talented artist that was able to get in through social media, gimmick, catchy hat, a lie or whatever, and get through that way. And the reason he'd be able to sustain it is because he can actually sing. I feel like the phase he's in now, he's going to come out of it. Once he's able to solidify himself more, I think he's gonna like do what Dexter Daps did. Dexter Daps doesn't sing about Shabba's mother's pot no more. You know what I'm saying? Like he just did that in the beginning. That's because that's what was happening. But he evolved into the artist that he is now, which is why he's such an elite artist, because he evolved to where he's supposed to be. I think Valiant is just as good of a singer. He'll get there. He's just in the keep my foot in the door phase right now.
You know, we're in the 18th week of this year. You know how many songs Valiant has released? 34. In 18 weeks. That's almost 2 songs a week.
That's good.
That's a lot of songs.
But he's trying to, because he's giving you the content. He's giving you content. He's solidifying himself out here. He's making sure that every time he goes to a show, he has new songs that he just dropped that everyone's going to sing, right? Because when he comes and he does Rasta, now everyone's going to know it. And then he comes like, so that's why he's doing that. He's flooding the market so that he can then actually have a catalog of big hits. If he did 4 songs, what would he be doing at shows right now? He has 34 songs to choose from.
What I'm saying to you, Babbzy, is the reason he's got 34 songs. You can't tell me how many of those songs are produced by big producers. Not many.
Okay.
Not many of them. My point is, Valiant didn't need no gatekeeper to boss. He just made the music that the streets wanted to hear.
Right.
He just made the music that the streets wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Go Blaxz.
That's it.
Valiant boss off of timing. His thing, in my opinion, was a timing thing. Because when the first couple songs came out, a couple people had that little kind of run. But he bossed in a time where going into the Christmas, everybody goes to Jamaica and does their thing. And then they fly out. And I've been telling the man this from as soon as his name started catch fire. Because, again, there's a bag of artists that catch like him, but it's in January and in March. It doesn't matter. When he started to catch with that hot catch a lion shit, it was going into the fall. You see, by the time him drop the song them now and you go to Jamaica for the Christmas and the New Year, by the time everybody's going back home for February, that's the songs that are playing in the streets and are fucking up the place. All he did to me was did like the Cesar Kalanji formula. From My Name's Fire now, we're dropping.
Yeah.
Any come out, anything we get our hands on, we're dropping. And he's smart. But I just feel like if Intense, who else can I say? Top Man, Briscoe, there's a lot of Silk Man. A lot of these guys had fire.
Silk Boss.
But they were in the timing of Easter weekend and Christmas. If you understand that everybody goes to Jamaica at these times and leaves, and when they leave, what they hear about and talk about in the streets at that time, that's what's carrying on for the next 3 to 6 months in England, Toronto, Miami. That's what's going on. And for me, Valiant caught the right timing.
Yeah.
And from caught the timing, he never dropped it. From Ramisha,
and he's talented on top of that. So because he can sing, he can't lose now. Like he has to really fuck up to lose. But the question is this though. The question is this: is dance hall on the decline? Yes.
You see,
or no?
Everything Blaxz just said. See, everything Blaxz just said. All the names that he just mentioned. I want some of the people that are writing in the comments to say how many of those names do they recognize and can name a song by. There's no artist. There's no artist development in dancehall. And you know why? You know why some of that is happening? Because we got away from one of the things that dancehall got so used to that it can't do without now, and that's the rhythm juggling thing.
Now, I'll show you something about the artist development.
If there was no rhythm juggling thing, nobody would hear the name Frisco Kid.
All right, so let me show you how artist development. Again, I'm going to mention soca. I'm not directly comparing it, but they're Caribbean sounds. Artist development doesn't happen in soca either, but it does, because when an artist gets a song and it's carnival, what ends up happening for them is they will start performing 2 to 3 to 4 times a week, right? And the issue with them performing 2 to 3 times a week is they're going to have to start performing with bands and or on tracks and whatever. As it gets closer to whatever carnival it is, whether it's Barbados, every single carnival is the same. They're going to start performing more and more and more and more and more because it's getting closer to crunch time. So now you have an artist now that was doing maybe 2 to 3 performances a week that are doing 7, 8 a week. Then they're going to end up like maybe 3 weeks before the actual parade. They're going to start performing 2 to 3 times a night. And now they're having to perform over here with Kess's band, here with Machel's band, here with Roy Cape, here with Burning Flames. So that's where their artist development comes from. It comes from them having to be thrown in scenarios consistently for a couple of months, why they are able then now to know how to perform with a band. Dancehall artists don't have performing with band opportunities.
You know why?
Why?
Because in the temperature we're in as far as music is concerned and how people generate money off of it, these artists aren't signed to nobody.
Right.
If they were signed, they're doing music independently. If they're signed to somebody that cared about that, they would get them PR training and certain little things. But they're not signed to nobody. They're going to.
But the difference is that in soca, they're not. There's no PR training either, but they look for it themselves. Where in dancehall, I don't feel like the artists are looking to develop. They don't care. There's a very different feeling.
No, the difference there is that the opportunity in soca to look for it is I'm gonna say it's easier than if you are a dancehall artist.
No.
But
PR
Babbzy,
for dancehall is way easier than PR for soca to get.
But Babbzy, you just described the structure of how a young soca artist gets to get better and improve and develop. You just described the structure that's been there for more than a few decades. From before there was a genre called soca, it was just called calypso, right?
Kaiso, yeah.
The whole competition with Calypso Monarch, you know, the whole carnival structure, the competition where you basically putting out and say no more than I want to say 2 or 3 songs for that carnival
on average,
right? And out of those 3, one of them is a idiot tune, and then the other 2 people pretty quickly pick which one is the one, and you go and push that for the duration of the carnival.
Right.
Try to win it. Try to win money with it. But even if it becomes 3rd or 4th, the entire island knows it. And now we've come to a point where if you got say the 3rd or 4th, I want to say even like the 7th or 8th most popular song in any given Trinidad or Barbados carnival, the whole soca nation knows that song.
Right.
And they love it. They love it just as much as they like the first one. But somebody has to win title, first title, 2nd and 3rd, right?
Right.
Jamaica, since the Jamaica Song Festival competition, Jamaica has never had that.
Right.
In a way, it's helped reggae, but it's taken away the structure that makes artists to just be like Michael Jackson. Record 50 songs for an album, but only let the world hear the best 10.
Okay, so hold on, stop right there. So a part of feedback, somebody. Ricky. All right. So part of the reason, though, that there's that lack of structure in Jamaica is because there's no desire for structure and there's no desire to look out of what is currently happening.
Don't
right?
say
Like
that.
this is
I disagree.
this is what I see. This is what I see. I see because okay, let's be real. Jamaica's its own brand on its own, right? It's a standalone brand. So because it's a standalone brand, Jamaicans literally stand alone in their brand, if that makes sense. So they're not going to see other. You are exposed, Rodigan. You are exposed, Blaxz. You are exposed, Ricky, where you're gonna see performances from Afrobeats and from soca and from dancehall and reggae. You're seeing everything. The average Jamaican person is not seeing that. They're seeing Jamaican artists 100%.
Wait. So with that being said, when you're saying that they don't want it, it's not that they don't want it. Certain artists actually don't even know any better. Like they're not aware of these things.
I think it's a balance of both. I think there's some of them that are like, yo, I'm doing good in Jamaica. The Jamaican fans love me. And I don't have to do anything. I just came up with a bottle of Hennessy in my hand. And I pulled up my song 14 times and I walked off. And I can get away with that in Jamaica because I'm the biggest thing right now in Jamaica. But because now other entities are seeing other performances, they're like, these guys are not good. And now the Jamaicans that are looking at those guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about? These guys are it right now, because they don't see the other people. That is where I see the biggest part of it, because I'm a Caribbean blogger that travels the world. So I'm going to go in the dance when Ricky is clashing Rootsman and Rebel Tone. But then next week,
you're asking them to see what you saw and they never saw it.
so then when you're trying to, so there's where the break is. So when you're trying to explain to them, well, there's some Afrobeats cats over here that, like, they're good. Like, so this Uncle Demon kind of thing, this is not going to work because Burna Boy is going to be a star. DeVito's going to be a star. We could see that from 2013 that these African dudes was going to blow. But they can't see that because they're not looking past their own music. They only see what's happening in dancehall and reggae. So they feel like you're attacking them when you're saying, look, these cats are not going to make it. Right? But for someone like me, I can see who's on the horizon. So I can see, like, when they're like Moyan, Stock, Ashley, you know, I'm like, Nessa Prepri, Nyla Blackman is going to give them a run. On the Caribbean circuit, they're in trouble. Because they not going to be able to stand up to Nessa Prepri and Nyla Blackman. You tell somebody in dancehall that, they're like, who the fuck is Nessa Prepri and Nyla Blackman? But to everyone else, they're like, when they go and they check out Moyan's work and Stock Ashley's work and Honey Milan's work, they're like, no, there's a clear difference in the skills. But they can't see that because they're not listening to anyone else. So when someone like me, I need a Jamaican person in a position like mine, who is everywhere at all times, that can come back and be like, they got some chicks over there, Trinidad. It's a snack. Like this is not gonna be enough to get past Tiwa Savage and these Afrobeats girls. You're not gonna be on par. If you understand what I'm saying, it's offensive to say that.
Well, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you all one question. Two questions. Where would Jamaican music be? I don't want to call it dancehall. Where would Jamaican music be without the sound system? And where would soca music be without carnival?
Exactly. So if you're talking about eliminating the sound system because of TikTok.
So exactly. So technology at any given level, whether it's the invention of the wheel or whether it's TikTok, it makes something that already exists obsolete, right?
Right.
Because it fast tracks it, right? Now,
Sorry.
soca and carnival go like this together, right?
Right.
Jamaican music and sound system were like this at the time.
Right.
And why are we talking about the decline of dancehall right now? No one's talking about the decline of soca, because there is no decline in soca. Soca benefited from Instagram Live. Soca benefited from Nigel So Crazy going to carnival and taking photos and little clips.
The real reason why soca is actually not moving backward and moving forward is that Trinidad did what Jamaica's not doing, which is they let the barriers down for small island soca, and they stopped this like real hardcore distinction from them. Yes, they collaborate. Like Family. Okay, hold on. Family is a Dominican producer. Skinny Fabulous is the writer who's from St. Vincent. Bungie and Machel are co-performers with Skinny. 20 years ago, that song couldn't exist because the Dominican producer would have never, ever gotten the time of day. So that's what I'm trying to show you. It's them breaking down that.
I think you guys are reading too much into it. Like, for the people that I know that, and I live in Toronto.
Okay.
So in Toronto, after you pass a certain age, 25, 30, you notice a lot of people transition into soca feds. And it's only because they can hear most of what they want to hear, and the whole vibe is different.
Right.
They don't have to worry about their safety. There's a lot of different plays that come in the crowd. Like, you go to soca fed at 11 o'clock and the place is black. You go to a dancehall party, you better get there at 2 o'clock or you're early. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Factors. I don't really think it really makes a difference about who's making it and all that stuff. It's just the whole environment and the feeling that comes with a soca fete right now in this day and time. And I'm comparing it to dancehall now because when you talk about dancehall trap versus soca music, which one as a selector is going to make girls dance? Right. You can only put so much skilly bang before they stop dancing, bro. People start going to the bar, they start going to the bathroom, because you can't play that shit consistently back to back. But you could drop groovy soca. There's segments of soca now. You know what I mean? Where you can drop in a bantan and drop in this, and people are bubbling, and it's a whole different vibe. And
so how do we get them to that vibe?
I think what dancehall is missing right now is that the young youths are too much on the darkness, my friend.
Okay.
They need to allow some of the darkness and get back to the... Remember, everybody wants to talk about how popcorn thing are go down. If we're good, and Shensia thing are go down. If we want to be real, these people made party songs and 1-2 little badness songs. See?
Right.
And then they get signed now, and it's girl songs and lovey-dovey and nothing what we want to hear about. As soon as OVO contract done, we're going to get 1 million party songs again. Like, deal with happiness, guy. From you deal with that, dancehall will get back to Murder, She Wrote. We're not talking about killing nobody for real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you get back to Simma. You get back to certain vibes. It's not really about it's the vibes. And the vibes is missing because the music for dancehall right now, it's too dark, bro.
That's one part of it, but I also do believe that the standard is just low. The bar is just low now. So you're like, oh, you used to be Vladimir, you were a comedian. Okay, you could be Ski Mask now. And then, oh, hey, Dino Crazy, you want to do music? Come along, brother. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Are these guys artists? Are they comedians? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, Shabba Ranks, it was an artist. Shabba Ranks was never confused about nothing else. When he came on the stage and he bust his wine, I had to pay $30 for that VHS turned to beta. He was an artist, and I wanted to be him, and he's a man, and I wanted to be him.
Okay, watch this. You remember a couple of years ago, Governor and Idonia, Governor especially, he was on a little run.
Right.
A lot of hits. These songs weren't really badness. They were like party songs, girl songs,
Comedy songs.
Comedy songs.
Little bit of money.
All right.
Yeah.
Since that, tell me what artists, because that it was happy vibes, good vibes, and them song they play in at the party on YouTube. Right now, dog, if you're not into scamming and you want drill people, dog,
Here's the reason for that.
Everybody.
Here's the reason for that. Because back in the day in the dance in Jamaica, Willie Haggard and the bad man them used to be the ones in the dance doing their thing. They're the ones that had the money. They're the ones that had the money pull up. That's why you got Willie Bones. Because Willie Haggard wanted to dance. You understand what I'm saying? These
I mention that Bogle was a very important part of dancing.
All right.
Everybody dancing. It kept the energy in
now.
the game, yo.
Now,
dead off and there's no icon again like Bogle, like how and Bogle represented fun in dance.
Okay, now watch this. Who is the one with the money in the dance right now? It's the scammers. That is why you're hearing about scammers. So now you have a dude that's a nerd that doesn't dance and doesn't whatever, but he's rich because he's a scammer. He's the one doing the money pull up when he hears his name in a song. So now it's like that's what is running because they're the ones with the money. They're the ones that are going to come buy the $300 bottles. They're the ones who now these other people in the dance in Jamaica have to target as selectors because they have the money. The dons are not the ones running the dance anymore and throwing around the money. It's the scammers that have the money. And that's why that's the music that's running because they're the one funding that.
I don't see why the scammers can't make happy music.
Hold on a minute. I am somebody that grew up. I never got chicks a day in my life. I start doing hello, Mr. Walker. You won the lottery, and I start making money. Right? I'm not no jealous. I'm not no nothing. What do you think is gonna happen when I go to the dance and the Barbie dolly chicks see me and they know I'm the one with the money and I'm the one with the cash, but I'm not a gallus. I was never cool. But now my name gets called in Valiant's last song. Look, do you know how much someone's name getting called in a song does? Valiant's calling Babbzy Grange name in Rasta, and the amount of people. I can tell you hundreds of people are messaging me and they're like, yo, Valiant just bigged you up in Rasta. And I'm like, nah, he's talking about Babbzy Grange. Because they hear a name that's hype to them. That's hype. So when you hear, so we do it like Deskid Wayne Nigeria, I guarantee you Deskid Wayne reached out to Intense over that track. I don't have to ask. Because he's like, yo, them niggas in Jamaica singing about me. Deskid Wayne is not like, he's a scammer. That's it. And he's getting called in songs and shit now. So now he's cool. Remember, we all grew up cool.
It goes to show again how one time, we used to say it all the time, that reggae music is the heartbeat of the people. Dancehall music represent what's going on the ground level of Jamaica. It really does represent that. And it shows right now with this whole bigging up scammers and all that kind of stuff. It shows when Bogle was big, Whirla Dance and those songs were out and everybody was dancing. You understand?
Yo, Ricky,
I'm listening. Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you, but you see how you just said Bogle and Whirla Dance? Everything else, as far as the point I'm trying to make, everything else is irrelevant. Because bad stuff is always guani. Bad anywhere you live in the world, bad shit's happening.
Badness, right? There's a ghetto everywhere.
Man, we're doing Whirla Bonks. Man, we're summertime, yeah. And up in the club, we gone again. No matter bad shit always been guaning. But the
Blaxz with the vocals today, hey.
Party shot. We know them for these.
Like one M16.
Certain songs can always play in the parties.
Right, and a badness.
And you see right now, you can't name 10 happy good times songs. Song is
I want to show the people TJ performing. Why? That's why I told you he's gonna be one of my picks to save dancehall. This is TJ performing recently. You gotta check this out. Let's see.
DJ.
Watch him. When have you last seen, except for Valiant, an artist literally do that? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, this is what they gotta, you gotta bring this back. This is what the people need to see. They want to see hype, dance. They don't want to see you come up with a bottle in your hand and be like, yo, pull up that. They like, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna cut the convo here because I don't want us to get too long drawn out. We gonna bring back another Twitter to the topics next week. Rodigan, you coming back next week? You coming or what you saying? Let me know.
Well, I gotta go, but I want to say two things before I go. Right?
I wanted to ask Rodigan a question, but go on.
Go ask him. Tonight.
But one thing I said, remember, I said, where would Jamaican music be without the sound system? Where would soca be without carnival? When you say Afrobeats, what do you connect to that? Sound system, carnival, some kind of big show they had? Where did it come from? You see, everything aligned for Afrobeats in a 2013, 14. Because remember, African hit songs in the beginning of the 2010s were songs like Oliver Twist, were songs like Personally by P Square.
Oliver Twist was a tune.
We used to mix those with soca songs.
Tune.
If you listen to Wizkid's first album and Burna's first album, they're really trying to make R&B music using some 808s and some cheap drum machines. They really didn't know. What happened was the British youth them with African heritage had access to the proper software, and by about 2014-15 they mastered that software and they made this thing called Afro Bashment with man like Kojo Funds and Jay Huss.
History.
And
Talk to them,
right?
Junior. Yeah, that's real talk. Yeah.
When you hear Davido sing, "Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking?" You know that song, Mr. Ronaldo. That song Fall. That's one of the anthems of Afrobeats. The hook, "Are you done talking?" He didn't originate that. He stole that from a guy named Kojo Funds in the UK who did that hook about 3 years before with his English accent. "Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking?" Right? So what I'm trying to say is they took the boop boop, but they refined it. And they changed the boop boop that we call boop boop dancehall. They mellowed out the sound to it, the rim shots they used and the snares they used. And they actually went back to the roots of what Fela Kuti and Hugh Masekela was making in Africa back in the 70s when their parents bought records and they grew up, it's in their DNA. It's a lot of jazz. When you hear Afro beats and you hear pop, 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 that ain't what Mr. Vegas called dancehall back in 2015 when he was dissing Rihanna and Drake. No, that's jazz, yo. That's jazz, but it's pitched to 100 BPM. And we selected, so we know what that 100 BPM means.
Right.
The Afrobeats blueprint is 100 BPM. The dancehall blueprint 80s was about 88 BPM. By the time Showtime Rhythm came, it became 93 BPM. And by
Buzz
the time
was the
Diwali,
fastest.
By the time Diwali came, it became 102 BPM. And by the time
Buzz is 107.
And then when Elephant Man came with Wacky Dip and them, it was just as fast as any soca. We could mix it with soca. What I'm trying to say is that the Afrobeats young youth them mastered their software and they had a global ear. The youth them in Jamaica that nobody even knows, 80% of them that are making today's so-called hits, right? Nobody even knows who's making this in terms of like, what's the name of the guy who made that beat? Not who produced it, not TJ or Zoom or DJ Fresh. No, who made the beat? They don't even get credited because the good ones, the only one that does it all himself is Not Nice and DeMarco to a certain level and Troy Tan. And
Russian.
Russian. Russia puts
What
his name
you
at the beginning of everything.
what you want to ask Junior, Ricky?
My last point was this. My last point. Afrobeats got lucky. Why? Because when Instagram came out with Instagram Lives, remember? Not the live that we know now, but back in 2015, where you could just make a video and upload it instead of a photo. And I don't know if you remember, there was a lot of beautiful African women from God knows where that the algorithm pushed, and there was one who was like always in her kitchen. She was cooking, but she would dress up and she would dance to the latest Afro beats. But she made
DJ Jono.
She made sure every time she tagged the artist and the name of the song. She was giving information. She was being a journalist as well as giving you a 30-second clip. Oh, whoa, this song is good. It was like TikTok before there was TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Now, soca had another advantage. It has the costumes, the beautiful colors, and the beautiful women who wear them. Dancehall had Carlin.
And they have Carnival in South America.
Yeah, but dancehall used to have Carlin, used to have Patra, used to have the Ouch crew, right? But what happened to dancehall? It got away from that. It became man-dominated, which goes back to what I said at the beginning. When you have the first Jamaican hit was Millie Small, My Boy Lollipop. In the 90s, right, Ricky? We had Koof by Shelly Thunder. We had Sorry by Foxy Brown.
Lady G. We had Lady G. Respect,
I'm talking about crossover. We had Koof by Shelly Thunder, Telephone Love by JC Lodge, What One Dance Won't Do by Palm Hall, and we had
Ranks and That Girl, Loving Twice My Age, Crystal.
So, yeah, and then in the 90s, who we end up with? Lady Son and Nadine Sutherland with Terror Fabulous. Big tune, no, big tune.
That's it.
These are all female. These are all female. Right now, you got a bunch of females, but they're not going to get the push.
That's why the governor of the Caribbean is Babbzy. Hello.
All right, I just wanted to put one thing to you, Junior.
We got to support the females, bro.
It's not necessarily to Junior Rodigan, but it's something that was mentioned earlier, and I was really wanting to get it off. I couldn't get it off. It's like there was a very, very weak time for dancehall. It was very scary, actually. It was the time when Panhead's Gunman song was the #1 song. It was a time when Baby Wayne had the song with Leroy Smart. You know my friend. Enemy then, right? It was a time when Goofy just came out. General Degrees just came out. Lady G just had the song with them Traffic Blocking and Sonabada Main Street Crew. Those songs were on the market, and the people were saying around the world that dancehall is a piece of crap. You understand? Everybody, Traffic Blocking, all those songs, everybody was saying dancehall is gone to crap right now. It took a while.
Who was saying that? Who was saying that?
Listen, man, the world was saying, because me I play music those time, and the world is saying, what the fuck is this?
Look how big Heads High was.
Give me a second here. Heads High didn't bust off the top. Heads High bust a little bit while after. It didn't bust right off the top. And not internationally. In Jamaica, it bust right away. But internationally, remember say the No Ride Again rhythm, the car crash, Bacamash, blah, 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 all that shit, the medicine rhythm, all that stuff was all plugged up in one quick era. It didn't all bust at one time. It was years later that those songs started to really gain some more traffic. Spraga Benz is the only one. This is what I'm trying to say right now. Spraga Benz is the only one that was hot then, with You Coulda Deal and songs like that, Hand in the Air, and is hot now. General Degrees wasn't hot when he came out. Traffic Blocking didn't bust for years till years later. Who else was out there? Lady G, Son About That. That was her last hit, right? Ease Off, Breeze. That was her last hit, and it didn't bust right away. The Vegas song bust. He was a new artist. My point is that era with Goofy, Here Comes Fudgy, that's the stuff that was running the place, brethren. And I was worried. General B, yeah, oh yes, oh yes. I was worried about dancehall at that time, brethren. You understand? So I think that era there, although it produced Spraga Benz and some of the bad tune that we play until this day as staple dancehall, was one of the worst era in dancehall ever. Sin? Remember me tell you that, Sin? So and we still bounce back. We still bounce back strong.
Hold on, stop right there though. Hold on, stop right there. You bounce back because reggaeton, Afrobeats, and what is known as soca now didn't exist back then. It wasn't alternatives, bro.
Fair
Right?
enough.
So now the bounce back is not necessarily gonna be as easy because you gotta go over against a Burna Boy and Davido and like. So this is the thing.
Right now, let me tell you something.
Come.
There's people like me. There's people like me. There's people like.
said it. We're worried about nothing.
Yeah, to an extent, we're worried about nothing because we're gonna have the star. The star is gonna shine. When Dancehall almost died, Sizzla came out. When Dancehall was almost dead, Sizzla Kalonji came out.
What you say? Snaggapus had you fretting.
Snaggapus had me fretting, Regin guy.
What was the other one? Mad Andrew. What was the other one? Mad Andrew.
We had
Five Type of Love. Who's that again?
Crystal,
Five.
like, come on, like I was like, oh my god, last night I was like, oh my god, yeah. Yo, my point being right now is that we have people that are like me, that me not care about no soca music. I don't give a fuck about Burna Boy business, Regin. I'm a dancehall youth for real. Tommy Lee to the end and Blood Clot Skeng right now. And I don't agree with half of the shit that how they're moving, going on hip hop beats. And I wish that Jamaican producers could put these youths on some rhythm like how Buju was on Sound for Dead, and certain rhythm where Buju came out on was able to put him to the big man level where big people were liking the kid. But my point is I'm a dancehall youth to the end. You could not get me to listen to 3 soca songs in a row. I don't give a fuck. And you cannot get me to listen to 2 Africa Burna Boy. What do you call them? 2 in a row. You cannot get me. I don't give a fuck. Put on 3 Skeng and give me 2 Skilly Bang. And I don't like Romain Virgo, so give me Christopher Martin. So that's it for me. Sorry, guys. Big up on the Blood Clot self. Dancehall to the end, bro.
What Ramon?
Me not like Romain Virgo. Sanchez.
Romain Virgo, what you do to Ricky Turbo?
Listen to me, man. I have 10 Romain Virgo dub. Me not play none. Sanchez.
Sanchez.
So until
you play at least 2 of those Romain Virgo, you go Japan over. So,
they don't want to hear Romain Virgo. They want to hear my Barrington Sanchez combi.
Yeah, no.
Don't start talking, right? Don't start talking. I'll go in the dub box for both, like all it, like this will be a wop wop. This will be I will be Skilly Bang wop 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 wop, like scope on the Glock, all 3 of you right now. If you start talking tough, like it'll be wop wop wop. Man's is dead.
Babbzy, just play a dub plate anyways for me, Babbzy. But I said what I said, and it's no disrespect to anybody. I feel like the dance song we don't have much to worry about. It's gonna come back.
You see the part. But you see. All the names that he just mentioned that he don't rate, I bet you Ricky rates TJ, don't you?
I rate TJ, yeah man.
I bet you rate Massacre, don't you?
My favorite, he's a new Bunty.
Alright, there you go. So Babbzy, whenever you go to FET, and we're like in Canada now, all over, when you go out, well not Ricky, cause he don't go to places like that. But when you go to FET,
But I go to them places though. What you trying to say?
Yes,
what you trying to say? That I have no standard. Ricky has better standards than me. So what the fuck you trying to say?
When you go to the kind of place that plays everything, meaning dancehall, old and new, soca, old and new, and of course new Afro beats, which kind of music is the only one that people say forward, pull up, come again, interrupt the song, and pull up and start it again? Isn't it just dancehall?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one of the aspects of dancehall culture that's been holding the music back all these years. Not just the money pull up part of it, but just the fact that you pull up a song when people are just getting in the bloody groove, and a man is just about to grind on somebody. She's happy, he's happy. Freaking selector, because the culture says so, pulls it up. And not when he pulls it up. When he pulls it up, he might put it back on again, but when he puts it back on again, he doesn't let it go to the part of the song where after that he can mix out the song. Cuts it short. And while he's doing that, he's talking all over the fucking thing. Shut the fuck up and let the music play. It doesn't happen.
Guilty. We all guilty of that.
Right.
And part of the reason why the Germans and the Japanese youth them, not us, youth, people who are the age of our kids, right, are not feeling what's called dancehall that Mighty Crown and Jugglers got famous by, and that's why they're giving these interviews and they're getting exposure with it. I don't think they should be. And I say that because I've heard from young upcoming artists who make dancehall, who make reggae, who make roots, who make lovers rock, not necessarily always dancehall artists. They say these interviews are doing our future harm. Instead of giving this shit highlight and put it on a headline so that people like Bounty Killer and Irish and Chin and even Babbzy can share it on their big social media platforms, why don't you write an article about me and my brethren them and the new sound that we created? Why don't you give us the same space? And that's the problem. The media is not doing justice.
That's why I'm trying to balance. I still give the new songs. I still give the milestone achievements.
But with all due respect, look how long we've been talking now. 3 hours, right? 3.5 hours. No one has said the word Kabaka Pyramid. No one has said the name Kabaka Pyramid. Why?
True.
The man just win a Grammy. You cannot.
Yeah, but he trouble valiant, man. I don't like him now, man.
But you cannot.
Kabaka star.
You cannot tell me one shit album he's put out. You cannot even tell me the name of 6 bullshit songs he's put out. He just won a Grammy. And talking about gatekeepers, yeah, he got Damian Marley in his corner now. But in the beginning, Kabaka has had the same management from day one and the same publicist. Yeah. And the work that they've done is just like I said, right now, Caribbean music, not just Jamaican music, needs capable managers. Whether they're old or young, it doesn't matter.
That's the regulation I'm talking about. Yeah.
Christopher Martin is managed by Robert Livingston, who guided Shaggy's career.
So we'll nominate you, Junior. You can be a manager for artists.
No,
you should be. You should be.
All reggae artists that need management, please contact me. I will be taking 10% of Junior Rodigan's cut.
Honestly, that's the thing. You see, the 4 of us here together. If we would like sit down and form a structure and say, you know what,
management company,
we are gonna just put in say $500 and start a company just with $2,000, and we're gonna find some good songs with some good artists because talent. Canada is full of talent from all Caribbean backgrounds.
Kirk Diamond.
And, yeah, I mean, there's so many. There's a young lady called Janelle. Oh my God. She got this tune that the Spotify algorithm is pushing right now just by itself because the song is good and people are sharing it. But what I'm trying to say is like there's a lot of West Indian heritage talent in the North America right now that don't need no visa, don't need to be flown in on no first class flight. They're cheap to develop, but they're eager and they're talented. But there's no one looking for them. Not even VP Records, not even Happilus, not even Johnny Wonder. No one's looking. Everybody just wants to go and jump on somebody who's got popular because of their own good luck and hard work, and nobody wants to like give a chance. Look at Savannah. Look at Jazz Elise. Look at there's
Amoy. There's Amoy up here.
Amoy. Yeah, there's a lot of female. There's a lot of male artists too. Just as many. There's Fully Bad. Like, what happened to Fully Bad? Fully Bad wicked, yo. You know what I'm saying? There's youth in England. I mean, look how big Cranium is in the whole big picture. And he never bossed out to Jamaica. He's a Brooklyn artist. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he had one good song, but he had Pee Wee and he had Pierre behind him. And he's got the best
good management, good PR. Yeah.
Yeah, look at him. In about 2 years, Cranium is gonna celebrate 10 years since the release of Nobody Have to Know. That's a huge achievement. That's a huge achievement.
Well, guys, I have to cut this short because I'm going to have some cutouts right now in a sec. I don't want to cut out and disrespect nobody. Junior Rodigan, you know you are always welcome on anything Babbzy has. You introduced me to IHOP. You understand? Ricky Turbo, glad you made it tonight because, you know, we love you. You know what I mean? Junior, I'm going to have to make you a little fancy name tag too. You know, I got you. Blaxz, you know, Blaxz, you the champ. You the champ. Some parting words quick, Junior, like 10 seconds and then run out because I ain't gonna be able to hold you much longer.
Parting words is this: there's a lot of young artists who are talented, they're making good music, and it's just our job when we find one to put it on our Instagram story. If you go follow me on Instagram, Junior Rodigan _, you see that I do that on time to time.
Yes.
I just find new tune and I make sure I do my best. You just put it on my Instagram story, it won't kill nobody. Share it and let somebody gonna hear it.
Dying.
People tell me,
oh,
because
shit.
you shared it, I got like 10 10 more, 1,000 more streams. Just do that. It's everybody does that. Not just us four here. The people that are in the comments. Everything will be all right, like Bob Marley said.
Bye, Junior. Say your party words, Ricky.
Follow me on Instagram, King Turbo Canada on Instagram. Big up Junior. Big up Blaxz, Babbzy, of course.
All right, Ricky. Blaxz, what you got to say goodbye now?
Mr. Working Hours on Instagram. Blaxz done the place. BLAXZ done the place. We're here every week. Every Tuesday, Dancehall Discourse, 8 p.m. Make it a day. Don't be late.
All right, Blaxz. Love you. Have a good evening, my brother. We go talk. All right, everybody. So, here we go. My shit is dying right now, so I have to run. But thank you for everybody who came through tonight. Next week, we're going to have some artists passing through. Had some technical difficulties with them. What's going on here? Wulandi. Let me fix this for you. Had some difficulties. They were messaging me tonight, so they couldn't come through. But thank you to everyone that came through. Big up to everybody that's in the chat. I would try to read the names, but I don't want to die. DJ Jono, I just gave you a moderator. Good, you have the wrench. Bye, Christina. Bye, Miss Wells. Bye, Sherry Cash. Christina, Kay, Nikita, Keet. We're going to work this out, Keet. Don't worry. We on it. Big up, everybody. Thank you so much for always supporting. I, Babbzy Rastafari, will be back next week, Tuesday. And this week, Friday, I will be here. I had some allergy problems over the weekend, so I couldn't go live because you guys would have thought I got beat up or something. So you know me trying to work out the Friday, fantastic Friday. But we're going to have Mashal in the house very, very soon. So make sure you turn notifications on. And if you're watching on the playback, please like this video so I can get out of shadow banment life. All right. Love everybody. Talk to you soon. Again later.